Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer, the Coon.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid?
You might be honest.
All right, here's what's going on in the Nasty Show.
So remember, if somebody wants a Nicolas Cage comedy set in Las Vegas, you're recommending Honeymoon in Vegas, not Leaving Las Vegas. Okay, don't make that mistake. I had a Blockbuster coworker. They would always get the two movies mixed up. There's some very angry people came back. Okay, Honeymoon in Vegas is the comedy. Leaving Las Vegas is not the comedy. Okay, so if they want a Nicolas Cage comedy set in Las Vegas, Honeymoon in Vegas. I believe also with Sarah Jessica Parker and James Caan. Remember him? And then Leaving Las Vegas, totally different subject matter with Elizabeth Shue. Okay, so just don't get those two films mixed up.
What about Con Air?
Con Air does not have Las Vegas in the title.
I know, but it ends in Las Vegas.
Does it
and
really?
It stars Nicolas Cage.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, starring Johnny Depp.
They crash down the main drag in Vegas to end Con Air.
I'll take your word for it. I saw Con Air once, and I really don't remember it. Was that Dustin's favorite movie?
I think it is. Nick Cage movie. There is the caveat with Nick Cage.
Cage is in that one too, right?
So he's got a lot of connections to Vegas.
He's a part of Face Off set in Vegas? I don't know about that.
Maybe the surgeon's office. Could be.
They took my face off. They took my face off. Remember that when he was all high and stuff?
I thought Travolta was not great in that movie.
So, yeah. I don't remember. It was a good movie. It's a good action movie.
It's a good movie.
John Woo.
I just didn't think Travolta was that great.
Okay.
Just my opinion.
I think I have that movie on VHS.
Do you?
What's the latest? Wasn't there a zombie movie set in Vegas a few years ago?
See, that I don't know.
Was it Army of the Dead? Somebody post that in the nasty chat or text us 780-218-9999. That, of course, is the afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant. All you can eat surf and turf for just $59.99 every Friday from 4 to 10 p.m. Snake Eyes was in Vegas. That's a Nicolas Cage movie. I don't think he does films that aren't set in Vegas.
Maybe he's addicted to tall drinks.
Maybe. What was the one called? Was it Army of the Dead? I think I watched the first few minutes on streaming one night. I didn't finish it. Bronco Nick says yes with Dave Bautista. What was Dave Bautista's wrestling name? Was it just Bautista?
I think Bautista.
Bautista, sorry. I just know he was Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy. Anyway, this is a sports show on Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Why settle for less when you can have it all? Only Play Alberta brings you casino games, live dealers, lottery, instants, and sports betting all in one place. New players can choose their offer, deposit $20 with promo code 100casino, and get $100 free bet, or get $100 free bet with 100 sports. So you get the $100 casino bet with 100 casino, $100 free sports bet with 100 sports. Play smart, play local, and always use your game sense. Later on tonight, or later on this afternoon, you're going to have your play of the day for tonight. That's a new thing ever since Play Alberta. Jay's play of the day for Play Alberta will be presented in a couple hours. And you're going to have, this is a daily thing you're going to do, your play of the day. Now, yesterday's will not be resolved until probably October. Well, I guess best case scenario, it could be resolved in August.
Yeah, I mean, if it is resolved,
In August,
In
or
August,
September,
it's a
that's
win.
pretty good.
That's a win.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Over 8.5 wins for the Elks this season.
Yes.
So you went away from hockey with it being a quieter hockey night. There was just one game with really two franchises that no one cares about.
And nothing happened.
And nothing happened in the game.
There's absolutely nothing to
of
talk
note.
about. Yeah.
There's nothing that would have made the fans of one team overreact or over discuss one play or anything like that.
TSN had nothing to talk about.
I don't even
last
know
night.
if TSN showed highlights of that game.
No, I think
they just went straight to a board, as we would say.
They went to that screen with all
Yeah.
the different colors horizontally, off air.
They went to bar and tones.
Yes.
That's what it's called.
Nothing
They
to
went
talk about.
Yeah.
That's what that's called, bar and tones.
Bars and tone. Bars and tone, because there's multiple bars and one tone.
Yeah. I believe many people have woken up to that at about 4 a.m. after leaving their TV on,
Yes.
a
Or the
channel.
national anthem.
Yeah,
They
true.
don't do that anymore, because now every TV station's on 24 hours, aren't they? Does
They don't shut
any
off.
TV station actually shut off anymore?
That's a great question. If they did, I'd love to find one and just watch when they go off air.
Right.
That would be a thrill.
Yeah, there might be some station that goes off. But how hard is it to just put stuff on a computer now and just
See, that's
this
the
plays
thing.
at this? Because you don't have to have somebody there playing a tape overnight anymore.
Computers, man.
Computers have changed everything.
Have they not?
Yes.
Hmm.
All right. Oilers taking on the Golden Knights tonight. It's a 7:50 p.m. Mountain Time puck drop. I know it says 7:30 on all the websites that aren't all on all the
7:50,
computers.
you say?
That's 7:50 is the actual puck drop.
That's good.
Why?
That's good
You
for
got-
me.
You got to practice tonight?
Well, yeah, I got practice from 6:45 to 7:45. The 0-1 Packers are meeting, and we're going to have a little bit of a running package established tonight. So I hope the kids are excited.
Oh, you're doing an install.
We are. It's a big install night. Yeah, we're going to install a zone defense as well. No, just kidding. No zone defense around here. We're playing man, baby.
Well, it is a big game tonight, and my cousin's Ukrainian choir from last week warming up because they were missing a game, chanting. Well, yes, yeah, chanting, singing, "Let's go Oilers!" So they're ready to go. What's the other game tonight? That's actually the series no one's watching: Carolina and Washington. Well, people will watch it.
Yeah, I think I think that's what I've said this before, but that's the perfect pregame for the Oilers game to get some hockey in that you're not really attached to. Although after my play of the day, you might.
Oh, you may want
to
to be attached to that game.
wink, wink. But it's a good segue into getting into the real game, which starts at 7:50.
Right, so it's a 7:50 start time. So Jay and I are with you until 6, and then at 6 o'clock, Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas will take over with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, getting you ramped up for a rematch. I hesitate to use the word rematch. There's a bunch of different players. There's a lot of the same players. The same two franchises are meeting in the second round as met 2 years ago. Vegas won that series and went on to win the Stanley Cup. Here's how we expect the two clubs to deploy their players this evening. McDavid between Draisaitl and Perry. Nugent-Hopkins between Kane and Hyman. Henrique with Frederick and Brown. Pretty good line. Janmark with Podkolzin and Arvidsson. It's not a bad line either. Nurse with Bush. Wallman with Klingberg. Kulak with Emberson. Though, as we know with the D pairings, they're going to move around. Pickard in net. The Golden Knights are expected to begin the game this way. Jack Eichel between Carlson and Stone. Hurdle between Saad and Kolasar. Waugh between Barbashev and Riley Smith. I've always liked him, that R. Smith. Howden, Pearson, and Olofsson is the fourth line. Defensively, Hannafin, Pietrangelo, McNabb, Theodore, Haig, Whitecloud, Aiden Hill in net. Aiden Hill in the first round went 4-2 with a 2.83 goals against average and an .880 save percentage. Pickard, you know the story there, 4-0 after replacing Skinner late in game 2 against the Kings. So Pickard 4-0, 2.93 GA and an .893 SIVPA. That's what I'm going to call them from now on.
I like Ga.
Well, that's what it looks like when you read it, especially with only one fully functional eye.
That's true. You might have to resort to abbreviations.
I might have to resort to just
Yeah.
spitting out random sounds when I'm reading stuff. All right. So that's the deployment for this evening. We'll have the oil understood for GCL Diesel coming up later on. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins talking about matching Vegas's depth.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have 4 really good lines that you can kind of slot in against pretty much anybody, and I feel like they have that same mentality. They definitely run those 4 lines, so a bit different than, I guess, last series. It was mostly just the 3 lines playing for them, so I mean, it's always a challenge when you play a deep team like this, but we're ready for it.
All right, and Tom Gazzola, thanks for reminding me, Jay. Tom Gazzola is at Westgate Boston Pizza for the game today, which is the one very close to us, the one by West Edmonton Mall.
Yes.
Are you writing me notes? What's going on?
No. I just
confused.
wanted to make sure I had all the proper clues for the mystery outfit.
Oh, isn't that something?
That was overstated.
By the way, just to revisit this topic, the Oilers will try to do something that they rarely do this evening, and that is win the opening game of the series. In the McDavid-Draisaitl era. You're getting the audio. Can somebody turn that TV down? I just heard myself making that strange noise.
It was strange.
In the McDavid-Draisaitl era, the Oilers are 3-11 in games one of series. If we leave out 2017, because remember they made the playoffs in 17, missed in 18-19, and now they've been in every year since 2020. If we just count since 2020, they're 2-10 in the opening game of a series. So not good. That's why I often say when they lose game 1, as is the custom, the Oilers have fallen behind in the series. I'm confident it's going to be different this time around.
Dude, are you?
I just am.
Is that a glass half full perspective?
It's glass half full. It's just the Wilkie intuition.
Ooh, one-eyed Wilkie intuition.
That's right.
Okay.
Because my one eye sees
what if
I'm
you
seeing.
totally changed
The
now?
second eye sees into the future now.
Does it?
That's what the surgery did.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. The substance they put in the eye, instead of repairing my current vision, it gave me the vision of premonition and foresight.
What am I having for supper
Give
tonight?
me well, it doesn't work that way.
Oh.
It's just I can't think about it. It just has to come to me.
Oh, it just when the spirit
So
hits.
it's like both a blessing and a curse. I can't see normally, but sometimes I make accurate predictions.
So you're projecting a game 1 win.
Well, why not? Well, I said the Oilers were going to sweep them. I
guess
also
you
said
did.
the Oilers were going to sweep the Kings, which they did eventually. But yeah, all right. So that's tonight is Carolina Wash, Oilers Vuga, and then Vuga. And then what the Winnipeg Jets, who are a popular little team with some of our audience as well, because we have some Winnipeg Sports Talk people who jump onto Edmonton Sports Talk to take in the stream. They will start tomorrow against the Dallas Stars. I'm sorry, everybody. I picked Dallas in that series. But hey, you could take solace in the fact that I picked St. Louis in that series against Winnipeg, and I was 2.2 seconds away from being right, but I was wrong. Jason Milne, by the way, if you missed this yesterday, Jason Milne went 7-1 in his first round predictions, and the one he picked incorrectly, he didn't want to pick, but he picked New Jersey because he picked them to win the East before the season.
Yeah, my hands were tied.
So really, if he just would have picked without being an honorable person, he would have gone 8-0. Maybe it's not so much dishonorable, but I do get sometimes annoyed with people, and I've worked with people like this, who will make a preseason prediction and then say in November, well, that looks like a team that could win the Stanley Cup. And then in December, that looks like a team that could win the Stanley Cup. And then at the All-Star break, that team looks like they're a championship contender. So by the end of the year, you got 7 or 8 teams that you say could win the Cup. And then if one of them wins, then you go, I said in November that they were going to win the Cup. And you ignore all the other things that you threw out. So,
and the same can be said as a positive for our Winnipeg listeners, is I did pick them in September to hoist the Stanley Cup.
That's true. You picked the Jets over the Devils in the Cup final.
Now, I did preface it by saying I didn't want to mush the Oilers, so I just kept them out of the conversation. They were a no-pick team for me. Didn't want to do it.
Okay.
So I do have that, though, Reid. That will be my fallback.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. So anyway, Jason Milne did very good on his predictions. First time ever doing them live on air. So so far, so good for you. Now, I mentioned you can text us to get in touch, 780-218-9999, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. You can email j@edmontonsportstalk.com, reid@edmontonsportstalk.com, REID is how you spell my first name. We often get limericks. You can send us any other thoughts that you have as well. You can listen to the show. iHeartRadio is a streaming app. TuneIn Radio is a streaming app. The station is on both of those. Favorite the station, set it as a preference, whatever you need to do. If you're on YouTube, you can chat with your fellow audience members and with us by using the nasty chat, the chat function down the right side of the screen. And if you are in there on YouTube, remember, click that little thumbs up button.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
There it is. And also, and we are almost at 12,000 subscribers. If you haven't already, subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk on YouTube. Well, really anywhere you can subscribe to us, but on YouTube, we see it all the time. Or tell other people, hey, I've subscribed to this station. You should check it out. You probably have other sports fans in your life. And if they haven't found us already, remember, subscribe on YouTube.
Sub. Must you sub? Please, please sub. Must you sub? You must sub. Subscribe.
That's courtesy one of our nasties, Colin the Amishman. Send me that over the weekend. So now that's become part of the show as well. Pretty incredible.
I just want to get to this, Reid, because we saw this looking to the west from our studio, a massive fire that happened. Hersey chimes in on the River Cree inbox. Just want to let people know there's a grass fire by the Costco Business Center on the west end, and the Henday was shut down in both directions at 100th Avenue and Stony Plain Road. So people might want to plan other routes for the drive home. So if you're getting ready to sail off and hit us up on iHeartRadio, just maybe stay away from that area.
Yeah. Are we going to get an EST traffic chopper?
I'd love that. Like, what would you...
Yeah, we've just... Oh,
This is Jason Milne reporting from the air.
I don't know why you became British all of a sudden.
I don't
when
know
you're in
either.
the chopper.
As a British old man, I think that's...
All of a sudden, well, drinking your tea. And I've missed all the accidents because I was making my tea. Anyway, it is an Oilers game day, so we continue with the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. You're trying to win a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub. You're invited down tonight for the Oilers game. You can also go Fridays and Saturdays after 9 p.m. to indulge in the late night happy hour specials. Food starting at $4, drinks from $3.75. Book your reservation now at hudsonscanadaspub.com. Now, a reminder, we only accept guesses submitted by texting the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. If you put the correct guess in the nasty chat, we ignore it, but you might help somebody else win. If you email us guesses, we will ignore those as well. The other rule is maximum 3 guesses per person. It is very easy for Jay to keep track of this, so you can't just start spamming every athlete you possibly could think it would be. Okay? We give a series of clues over the course of the show, and you try to figure out who it is. All right, the first clue is Makar. M-A-K-A-R, capital M. That is clue number 1 for the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game.
What are your thoughts on this here? How far is this going to go? You said
that in itself is a clue. By me saying how long this is going to take.
Well, it's your opinion. I think it's going to go far.
I don't think it'll go far. I think it's over it's probably over after the second clue.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
I disagree. I put the over-under at 4.5.
You think we're going to need the 6th clue that I put down?
5th for sure.
As a possible one? I do not. I think somebody's going to get this one.
Okay.
But maybe I have too much faith in people. I don't know. Ye of too much faith. All right. Well, we'll do the off-topic topic when we get back. because the Coob is licking his chops.
Sure.
So we're going to do our off-topic for William Huff when we get back. We got plenty of Oilers audio. Shawn Belle's coming up at 4 o'clock. Drew Remenda a little bit later on. Tom's going to be live. He'll do what we call a crossover in the business. He's going to be live from Boston Pizza Westgate a little later on in the show. Tons of prep for Golden Knights Oilers Game 1 on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne.
Game 1, Oilers, Golden Knights shakes down tonight. Calvin Pickard takes the crease for the Oilers as the Golden Knights will play without Pavel Dorofeyev. Catch Tom Gazzola on location at Boston Pizza Westgate for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 6 alongside Hernan Salas. You can tune in right here on EST. And just one other game on tap. Washington hosts Carolina for Game 1 after both teams got past their first-round opponent in 5 games. Frederik Andersen is back in the lineup for the Hurricanes. He's not confirmed yet if he'll start. On the court, the Pacers and Cavs go at it in Game 2. Indiana took Game 1 before the Warriors and Timberwolves start their series. Meanwhile, ESPN's Shams Charania has reported that B.J. Armstrong and the Sacramento Kings are finalizing a deal for him to become the team's assistant general manager. Elsewhere, the Jays are back in action tonight against the Angels on a full slate in baseball. Newly signed Jose Urania takes the mound for Toronto. Right now in the bottom of the 6th, the Nationals lead the Guardians 4-2. And from LA, the Dodgers are set to place Teoscar Hernandez on the injured list with a hamstring injury. He left Monday's game early against the Marlins in that victory. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring, proudly serving Edmonton and area for over 30 years. Their West End showroom is open 7 days a week. You can also shop online at ParamountFlooring.ca. We have a brief intermission before the Reid Wilkins Show rolls on. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
2 guys and a goalie.
Between the pipes, Aiden Hill's coming in with an 880. Pickard coming in, 4-0, has not lost yet. Is it a lean towards the Golden Knights between the pipes?
No, I don't think it's a lean. Check mark Pickard.
You would? Hey, holy smokes.
Oh, he's won 4 in a row. He was hot down the stretch. He just beat a Vezina finalist.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Spin to win Fridays at The Banquet. Every Friday, spin the wheel for a chance to win big and save on your bill. It's that easy. Spin, win, and save. Don't miss out. Details at thebanquetbar.com. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Time out, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place, anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Downsizing, upsizing, or staging your home to sell? Sentinel Storage is Edmonton's team for affordable storage solutions. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Sentinel Storage, proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
All All right, hope you're having a great afternoon. Oilers Golden Knights, 7:50, 1,950 hours for the puck drop tonight. That's the exact time I got from my source in Las Vegas. Limerick's coming in. Let's get one done here. Jeff in YYZ, he actually sent this in probably about 10 this morning. He's ready to go. Round 2 tonight by the Strip. Will Kane make a check with the hip? Boisterous and loud, a rambunctious crowd with Oil fans who made the trip.
Well done.
Jeff in YYZ. Pretty good stuff. All right. Clue number 1 for the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game is Makar, M-A-K-A-R. We'll do the second clue probably just before 4 o'clock, and then Bellezy is going to come on. So we're trying to give away, we will give away a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub, one way or the other. All right, a lot to talk about today, but as is the custom on this show, we always have an off-topic topic, and yesterday's went quite well. We had a lot of fun submissions yesterday. So let's see what we get today. It's presented by William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best can be, is what they call the William Huff advantage. Visit their website, williamhuff.com, or give them a shout, 780-454-4536.
Big day in the Milne household today. Big day. First Tuesday of the month. You know what that means?
Bath day?
Close. That's the third Tuesday. Benny, do you know what the first Tuesday of every month means?
My guess is Taco Tuesday.
Good guess. Good guess. Welcome, Benny. No, it is not Taco Tuesday. It is not Bath Tuesday. It's 15% Tuesday at the grocery store.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's huge in our house. We go and we pillage the store because you might as well. You got a freezer. You're good. You got, you might as well take advantage of it. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people, I'm not sure that many people do. I think some people forget. It's easy to forget. But that leads into the off-topic topic, given it is 15% Tuesday. What deals do you take advantage of, nasties? Because I want to know. I want to know what deals I'm missing out on. I just reminded all of you to go on your way home and stock up on
chips,
dip.
Really just chips and dip.
Twizzlers. Maybe
an apple. One
apple. Maybe some bagel bites.
Yeah.
Who knows? The world is your oyster at the grocery store. Just know you're going to save 15%. So I want to know, what deals do you take advantage of and are willing to share with the nasties? I think this could be good.
Yeah, I think this could be really good. But can I add a rider onto that, Bill? Remember that Simpsons episode?
Give her.
But I think I would also like to hear a deal that everybody knows about but forgets to take advantage of. Or you're
yes.
like, why didn't I do that?
Oh, shoot. Why didn't I
I do that? Oh, I went for lunch there. Oh, I forgot they have a deal today.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll have. That's a good one, Jay. That's really good.
Yeah, I want to know. I mean, right now I know that you probably see me drinking this brand of coffee every day. It's because it's coffee month or something.
So what McDonald's does this, every coffee any size is $1? Is that what they're doing?
No, it's like $1, $1.25, and $1.50.
And what is it usually? Probably double that?
Well, the other place you'd go to, it's at least double that.
Yeah.
So why not? I'm a frugal guy, Reid. Why? But that's the thing. If you have the opportunity, why not? Why not take advantage of it? Like I was telling you, Sobeys and Safeway liquor stores. At least it used to be. I hope I'm not misspeaking, but when you buy 6 or more bottles of wine, you get 10% off.
Oh, nice.
So if you're going to get wine anyways, you might as well get 6 of them.
Yeah. All right. This is a good one.
This is the Reid Wilkins version of couponing. Essentially.
Yes, this is Bargain Hunters.
Except no coupons.
Is that a show?
Bargain Hunters, I'm sure it is.
Or maybe I'm thinking of the Antique Roadshow.
It could. I love that show. I get stuck on that sometimes.
Maybe I'm thinking of Hoarders. Are we Hoarders?
Hoarders. No, we're not Hoarders.
We should start hoarding in Maddie's office.
Extreme couponers.
Hey, Matt, we're just going to leave this in your office. And like a month later, you can't even see them.
We're extreme couponers without the coupons.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Well, I remember this is a good one to remember. Speaking of coffee, and Coob was kind enough to text me the night before my birthday. No, I think you have to have a Starbucks app, but they just give you a free coffee on your birthday.
Oh, yeah. Don't kids eat free on their birthdays at BP's or something?
Yeah, let us know.
There we go, folks. We're just saving everybody.
Think of all the money we're going to save you. You get sports, you get entertainment, and now you get money-saving tips. Are you out of shoelaces? Try using dental floss. Oh, Reid, that one didn't work out so well. Okay, so that's our off-topic topic for William Huff. You can text us 780-218-9999. That's the River Crew Resort and Casino inbox. You can post in the nasty chat on YouTube. If you are in on YouTube, I got to tell you guys, get clicking that thumbs up. We every game day, we've got to 200 thumbs. So no reason not to get to 200 today. So get in there and click. We have this, if you're new to the show, we do a very fun thing at the end of the show called the Word of the Day, where Jay gives me a couple words to spell and figure out the definition of. And it's actually become surprisingly popular. Because we just did it like, well, you want to do it just for fun because we're bored? And then people are like, well, we like this. So we have a thing where if we get to 155 thumbs, we do a double Word of the Day, which we do that pretty much all the time now. But we want to get at least over 200 because it is an Oilers game day. It is a new round. It is new hope for chasing that Stanley Cup. There should be a lot of excitement. So get in there and click.
Do you think there's thumb nervousness?
I think some people are trepidatious. Is that the right thing? Was that your word of the day? No, I can't give him that. Is
Gosh, darn it!
Yeah. You sound like when that guy worked on your back. That's a bit of an
That's another skit.
It's a bit of an in-joke, everybody. Yeah. We may release that skit at a future date. Yeah, I think some people might be, because they're like, well, what happens? Am I going to start do I have to get all these emails? No, you just click click the
thumb, Jablonski.
It's not a way. It's not like where it's like, oh, hey, I just want to look at something online, and they're like, well, just put in your email so we know it's real. And then for the next 10 weeks, you get 4,000 emails a day from this company trying to. No, we just want the thumbs up. Helps build it gives us a little instant approval, helps build our community, and recommend the show to other people who might like a station called Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta. All right, so we're going to get to some more clips here. I was thinking, Jay, Chris Knobloch, head coach of the Oilers, and the Oilers have had a few stretches this season where things didn't go very well, or even sometimes where they were winning and they didn't look very good. There were certainly some players, especially a couple of newer players, who weren't always great during the regular season. Victor Arvidsson and Jeff Skinner. There were a lot of like, well, why is one guy scratched? Why is another guy playing? Why is Bouchard's ice time this when he gave the puck away? All that kind of stuff. And I was thinking, first of all, in the first round, there is no doubt one team did a better job deploying his players than the other. Now, maybe you could argue, well, the Kings didn't build their team well enough. Their fourth line wasn't good enough to play. All that kind of stuff. But, I think Chris Knobloch, for the most part, was considered to have done a better job coaching than Jim Hiller in the first round. And I want to preface this by saying, this show and really anything on Edmonton Sports Talk is a forum for fans to express themselves. And a lot of times we get more expression when it's frustration or the Oilers aren't playing well or they lose. And I've always said, you can criticize anybody you want. Just give us something we can actually talk about. Give us like somebody said to me, remember late in the season that one guy was like, hey, Reid, are you ready to say Chris Knobloch's not a good coach? And I was like, no, I'm not. You can say that, but you have to tell me why, right?
Yep.
So, you can criticize anybody, but I'm just wondering if you're sitting at home, because obviously it's now quiet because they've won 4 in a row. Are we actually here? This is what I'm wondering. Are we actually underestimating the job that Chris Knobloch is doing because of his public persona, which is one of the reasons he gets criticized? We have, and by we, I mean not just we on this show, I think across oil country, like the millions of fans that there are literally all over the world, I do think there's a chunk of those fans that find him annoying or don't like his demeanor. He's very monotone when he speaks, right, to the media. He's very generally level-headed. You know, even when there's been a call he didn't like or a player's performance that might have been bad, he generally sounds the same. Like, you know, the old, what does a lot of sports psychologists say? You should to players, you shouldn't be able to tell when someone looks at you. They shouldn't be able to tell whether you won or lost. Like, if you hear Knobloch speak after a game, you might not be able to know whether the team won or lost. But I'm thinking, don't be fooled by that. So let's just take a look at the last series, right? He rolls out a morning skate with lines that he didn't use during the game. Throws Skinner into the quote-unquote starter's net on Sunday. Sends Ryan Rishaug into an absolute tizzy. Now, that may be easy to do, but still, Ryan, oh my God, what's going on? People are, well, why is he starting Skinner? What did Pickard just went for? Guys, Knobloch's playing around. Like, don't be fooled by the calm demeanor. He's a shark out there. Last year, playoffs. How many times do I have to say this? Warren Foegele didn't play Game 6 against Dallas. Corey Perry and Ryan McLeod were healthy scratches earlier in that series. Came back and played well. Cody Ceci, who's generally been missed most of the season, was scratched in the Stanley Cup final. Like, he's not and this is the thing. The previous coach, Dave Tippett, was often criticized for being too stubborn. Why doesn't he use this guy? Why doesn't he put this guy in? Why won't he give a young player a chance? Well, the two guys who are now on the St. Louis Blues, he gave a chance. Like, Holloway played in the playoffs. Broberg entered the lineup during the Western Conference Final. Like, I'm just wondering, like, what is still the I just think maybe we're underestimating all the moves that he's doing because he's so calm about it. Like, he's not out there brash and Tortorella and fighting with the media and look at all the coaching I'm doing and look at how emotional I am. I must be this vigorous leader. Like, there's clearly some leading and some coaching going on. I was just thinking about that.
I think a lot of that, at least from an Oilers fan perspective, stems from the treatment of Jeff Skinner. I feel like there is a lot of fans that thought that he wasn't given a fair opportunity. But that's not to say that the decision by Knobloch wasn't correct. Because if you look at this Oilers lineup that's starting game 1 of round 2, okay, tell me who you're taking out and putting Jeff Skinner in the lineup. Give me one player that Jeff Skinner could fit that role, right? As it's played out, and I read hand up, I was critical of it at times mid-season when Jeff Skinner looked like he was getting into form. Okay, but as the season wore on, just the inefficiencies on defense, and especially he's limited to his role. He's not on the PP, he's not on the PK. So it became clear that, yeah, that was the right decision. But I think there is a lot of animosity still held from fans towards Knobloch for that reason alone. Now, that wasn't that was a management thing, too. Like, that player was placed in his lap. He was trying to handle it the best way he could. I'm just suggesting why there may be that thought. And his demeanor. Yes.
Yes. And I'm not suggesting he's perfect or above criticism. I am saying he's won a big chunk of games as the Oilers coach. He's made a lot of decisions that have worked out. And just because he doesn't beat his chest about those decisions or have a lot of histrionics on the bench or he isn't brash publicly or anything like that, don't underestimate that I think there's a very competitive human being in there. That's all I'm saying. Jordan says if he could coach, he could win games without McDavid and Draisaitl. Okay, Jordan.
Okay, so
I don't even know how to argue with that. That's such an asinine comment.
So Phil Jackson couldn't win without Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
Or he's a bad coach. Because if he didn't have them.
Yeah.
That just doesn't make any... I don't even understand what that comment it means.
No, neither do I. I just saw it, so I read it.
Context.
Probably should have been ignored.
No, I think that's a fair point. I do. And, I think that's going to be put to the test in this series, though.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So it'll be interesting to see what tweaks and what changes, if any. I mean, in a perfect situation, the Oilers wouldn't have to change or tweak their lineup at all.
Right.
Correct?
Yes.
Because that means they're buzzing. They're doing
that means they're just rolling along. Yeah.
So...
And there's more to it. It's complex, right? It's the personnel. It's how the players are playing. It's all that kind of stuff. But the coach is part of it. And with this coach, which I know he hasn't been the coach for very long, they have won 4 of the 5 playoff series that he's coached in. And they have trailed in a few of those.
Yeah.
Even if it was just 1-0 or in some of them. But anyway...
I think that's a fair conversation.
I still think there's this kind of he's just Knobloch. He's just this plain, boring guy that just writes the lines on a chalkboard. No, I think there's a lot of activity there.
Well, and it would be nice to have a coach that would stick around for a few years, right?
Agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
I mean, going into, what is he, middle of the pack right now in terms of tenure in NHL coaching ranks?
Yeah, I haven't even looked lately.
But... I mean, I think it
changes quick.
It would mean something to have a coach stay here for 5, 6, 7 years.
Well, it'd mean, first of all, the team's probably very, very successful.
Well, I think they have been successful.
Well, you got to win the cup.
It's hard to dispute that. Exactly. You got to do the thing that you lift the thing over your head, that thing. But I think this team's on its way to that. Whether it happens this year or not, it's hard to say. But it would be nice, and I think that's a fair conversation, Reid, because that kept coming up throughout the year, right?
All right. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. You can jump into the nasty chat on YouTube. Keep giving us the thumbs up on YouTube. Let's get to 100 in the next 5 minutes. We should get there quite quickly if everybody jumps in there and click, and then keep building from at least minimum. Everybody just do it, but I'll set that as a very initial goal.
Got some great off-topic topics coming in, so we'll get to those after the break.
Give us one.
Give us one right now.
What are these deals that you should know about, or deals you don't take advantage of?
Both. I'll give the one in the nasty chat. Mex Bezozu. My answer to the off-topic topic is Cineplex Cineclub, where you pay a monthly fee for a free ticket every month, which adds up to a pretty good value. If you're a moviegoer, that is something you should be all over.
So I'll tell you one quickly that I took advantage of years ago when I started reading comics again. I go to Warp, usually Warp 2 on 97th. It's like, well, do you want a membership? And I was like, well, how much is a membership? It's $25. It's a lifetime membership. And what's the deal? You don't pay GST.
Oh.
So on one comic, you're saving, a few cents. But then when you're like me and you're a regular customer of the store, and then you might buy the odd board game or a graphic novel or whatever, all of a sudden that $25. So sometimes I think too, that's a good one for Mex. You don't stop and think about the long-term value if it's a product that you're going to use long-term.
Yes.
All right. Those are good ones. We got a quick timeout. Oil Understood coming up next. Here comes the Coop.
Edmonton hits the ice in Vegas for Game 1, Round 2 against the Golden Knights. Calvin Pickard gets a start for the Oilers, and Pavel Dorofeyev is out for Vegas tonight as Tom Gazzola, Hernan Salas, they tee up the action during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. You can join them live at Boston Pizza Westgate at 6 or tune in right here on EST. And Frederick Anderson is back in the lineup for the Hurricanes in Game 1 against the Capitals. However, there's no confirmed starter for Carolina just yet. And out east, Winnipeg's Mark Scheifele, Josh Morrissey, and Logan Stanley are all game time decisions for Game 1 tomorrow against the Stars. In basketball, 2 games dot the NBA slate. Indiana plays Cleveland in Game 2. The Pacers leading 1-0 in that one, while the Warriors and T-Wolves throw down in their series opener. Meanwhile, ESPN's Shams Charania is reporting that Sacramento is finalizing a deal with 3-time NBA champion B.J. Armstrong for him to become the Kings' assistant general manager. From LA, the Jays and Angels go at it for their series opener right now. It's Washington and Cleveland in the 7th inning. Nationals up 6-5. This sports update is brought to you by Clover Bar Feeds. Clover Bar Feeds has all the animal feed you'll need. Get top-notch service and selection from their family-owned business. Visit Clover Bar Feeds at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park or call them at 780-467-5014. The Reid Wilkins Show rolls on once we get back from break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the next level.
Do you have pets? Horses? Chickens? Did the place you used to get your feed recently close down? Have no fear. Clover Bar Feeds is here. Whether it's dogs, cats, horses, or chickens, Clover Bar Feeds has you covered. Offering a large variety of food and feed, you can trust the experts at Clover Bar Feeds. They've been family owned and operated for over 60 years. This means you can expect nothing less than top-notch service and selection. Come visit them at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park or visit them online at cloverbarfeeds.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need.
Must you click? Click. Must you click?
Zach Kubish, the master mixer behind the Click Thumb remix, reminding you to click away the thumbs up button on the Edmonton Sports Talk YouTube stream. Thanks if you're joining us there or on the TuneIn Radio app or iHeartRadio or in the future on a podcast. However you consume your podcast, remember to sign up for each individual show here on EST presented by Play Alberta. Jay and I are in the banquet studio. Celebrate your birthday at the Banquet Bar. Amazing drinks, great vibes, and unforgettable memories. Book your party today at thebanquetbar.com. Off-topic topic for William Huff.
Timber Woodsman in the River Cree inbox. Chianti White Ave, Monday and Tuesday is Pasta Frenzy. We live in St. Albert and try go once every couple months. Half-priced pasta. Really good pasta.
Oh, nice.
So that's a good one. Laser Guy says he uses his AMA card, and this is one I did not know about, at Shell, and you get 3 cents off per liter.
Oh, I did know about that. Yeah, and I rarely take advantage of that. That's a good one.
Wow. Rob from the Grove, I use the Flip app, FLIPP, for groceries. If you have a particular item you want to buy, search for it and see where it's on sale. And Pizza Boy, who was in recently on the Hangout, good guy. Edmonton's Best Hotels gives you a $225 MasterCard for 3-night stays. Some hotels are $300, so you can basically get a decent hotel for $25 a night.
Oh, wow.
when you factor in the MasterCard.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
see,
good to
we're
know.
making progress,
Yeah,
folks.
see, good little things to remember or find. Even maybe you only take advantage of it once or twice, but it might be there when you need it. Limerick here from the Big Uke, sent to Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. In round number 2 of the quest for the cup, Oilers need to play like dogs, not a pup. Beer tonight? 1 or 2 just might. LTE at BP's Westgate later on. Line them up.
Very good.
That is the Big Uke who does a good job.
Let's get to Bronco Knicks right now as well. I've got it here. The bathroom at Edmonton Sports Talk stinks. Cleaning it? Nobody blinks. Oilers will win. To lose is a sin. Hopefully Gene's haircut isn't a jinx.
Well, okay, first of all, I did not smell the bathroom.
I was not here.
I didn't go. I wasn't over there.
Apparently it was appalling.
Apparently there was, yes, bit of a bomb dropped.
I think Hernan described it best that by saying whoever's responsible for that should go see a doctor.
Yeah, well, sounds like it. And I think we got to credit Hernan for going in there and spraying it down. Because when I did go use the toilet today, it was much nicer.
Very clean.
And yes, Gene Principe certainly making waves today. I know Dusty and the boys dove into it on 2 guys and a goalie. Gene looks like a different person. When he put up the side-by-side picture of himself with the haircut, it took me a second to realize, oh, that's actually Gene. And the Oilers posted when the Nugent Hopkins scrum started. Nugent Hopkins was sort of like, oh, wow, Gene, look at you, buddy. Because Gene's an outgoing, personable, unique guy. And he does things that makes himself stand out, which I think in the world of broadcasting is good. Certainly his puns do that. And the last couple of years or so, he's gone with the longer hairstyle, right, for much of the season. Some might even say unkempt, even though it's kempt, but it might look unkempt. But he was really cleaned up. But a lot of people are alarmed by that. Well, why would you change your haircut mid-playoff run?
You know who he looks like? Oh.
Who are you thinking of?
A football head coach who was at Utah. Then he went to Florida Gators.
Urban Meyer?
Urban Meyer. He looks exactly like Urban Meyer. Look
I don't know
at
what
this.
Urban Meyer looks like well
Look
enough.
at that. That's Urban Meyer.
That's not Urban Meyer. That's Gene. Show me that.
I know that's Gene, but he looks like Urban Meyer.
That's a picture of Urban Meyer.
No, that's a picture of Gene.
What does Urban Meyer look like?
I'll show you.
Okay. Was he the guy that went to Ohio State and then quit?
Yes. That's Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
He looks like Urban Meyer.
Loosely. Very loosely.
I disagree, respectfully.
Okay. Yeah, but Gene changed it up quite a bit. Time to dive into the Oil Understood.
I heard that he's trying to reverse the game 1 thing with the haircut.
Oh, that might work, yeah.
Right?
And then it'll all grow back in time for game 2.
I mean, if it doesn't go well for the Oilers tonight, I think Gene's going to be on the hot seat.
He might be.
I mean, for absolutely no reason. But, I mean, it's just one of those, that's probably one of the biggest superstitions in sports, is the playoff beard, or the playoff hair. Don't cut it.
Don't change anything.
He looks fabulous, for the record, but yeah, I prefer Gene this way, to be honest.
He looks a little more like a traditional broadcaster. All right. Time to dive into the Oil Understood. It's presented by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. All right. Oilers, Golden Knights. The NHL schedule says 7:30. It'll drop the puck at 7:50. Vegas, a deep team. They're going to use their players with more even ice time distribution as compared to the LA Kings in the first round. But Corey Perry says, hey, you know what, guys? The Oilers got some pretty good depth, too.
It is a strength. And, you know, when you can roll 4 lines in the playoffs and getting contributions from everybody, you know, like I've said before, like the top lines kind of even out their top lines. The top guys, you know, kind of wash each other out. And it's the depth guys that are going to, you know, really step up and play a big role in how far you can go. You know, it's been like that all the way through ever since I was a kid. You could see it, you know, in the NHL, and you know, it's proved for us to work. And in the last series, we had big guys step up and score big goals. You know, I mean, Yanni scoring that goal in Game 5, and you know, it's those little things that help, you know, turn a game around, because you know, that's where names are made.
Well, Janmark with a couple of goals. Arvidsson and Podkolzin have kind of found a home on that line as well. Podkolzin wound up with 4 assists in that first-round series, which is pretty good. Henrique, Frederick, and Brown have started to form into a nice line. Trent Frederick got what turned out to be the game-winning goal in Game 6 against the Los Angeles Kings. So, yeah, the Oilers, they got 4 lines that can get out there and check and maybe chip in a little bit of offense as well. So that'll be one of the key storylines going into this series. We know how the Golden Knights like to play. They like to get on you. I know a lot of the discussion this week has been that they are good off the rush, which they are, but I also think they can get in there and grind on the forecheck. Here's Oilers defenseman Jake Wallman.
Yeah, it's a heavy forecheck. I mean, we watch film and stuff like that, so trying to prepare ourselves the best as we can, and completely different series, I would say. So, yeah, trying to feel it out early on and get the hang of it, and then, yeah, go from there.
All right, more comments from Oilers players and head coach Chris Knobloch throughout the afternoon here on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne. Let's do Shawn Belle, by the way, coming up at 4 o'clock. Want to do clue number 2?
Let's.
Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. Nobody won it after the first one?
No.
Well, Mex says Gene looks like Liv Schreiber.
I could see that.
I could see that.
What was that series he was in?
The Liv Schreiber show?
No. It was an HBO series.
Oh, I never watched
really
it.
Really good. He was like a badass.
Was he a detective or something? Or like a PI?
Yeah, and he kind of skirted both lines.
Yeah, I never saw it. Did you watch it?
I did. I liked it. Gosh darn it. Getting old sucks. My brain is mush. Somebody will say what it is.
Yeah, I can't remember.
He was a real tough guy.
Was it the name of the show his name?
I don't think so. Ray Donovan.
Mex to the rescue, as always.
He was good.
Clue number 2, Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. Clue number 2 is Gaudette. Capital G, Audette. First clue was Makar. Second clue, Gaudette.
Where are you going with this?
I'm going to the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game.
Do you think you could mime something right now?
Oh, I saw somebody says I look like a mime with this shirt. I'm in a glass case of emotion.
We should have painted your face white. That would have been white gloves.
I need to talk, though, to do my job properly.
Now, that would be a skill. Doing a 3-hour talk show without saying
As a mime. As a mime. That would be quite remarkable. All right, we're 5 thumbs away from 100, which is a pretty good total for the first hour. It looks like we got a pretty good audience on YouTube, so get in there and hit that thumbs up button. You can only do it once. So if you've done it, thank you. If you haven't done it, don't delay. Get in there and do it. Let's drive up that total early in the show. We'd like to have it a 200 thumb show. Earlier in the first round of the playoffs, we had a show record of 353?
Yep.
We'd love to do that, but we'll start by shooting for 200. Get in there and click. No reason to wait. We got the 4 o'clock break. Shawn Belle's going to join us to talk some Oilers and Golden Knights. It's the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne on Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta.
The Lock Shop.
I think this is a great chance for Edmonton to go in and just grab home ice. You know, they've got so much momentum from winning those final 4 games. I think Vegas, they really had to work against Minnesota to get that win. And I know they did it in 6 games. You know, not having to scratch and claw and win every series in 7 games from coming back would actually be a pretty good thing if you're planning on getting to the finish
The
line.
Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Your home for great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
My mother used to let us not lock the doors. She's like, if you're locking the doors inside of the house, it means you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. Yeah, that's why we lock the doors.
Host of the Bad Friends and Whiskey Ginger podcast, don't miss Andrew Santino, Freeze Peach, live at the River Cree May 22nd.
Michael, what are you doing? We have locks on the outside of the house to keep criminals from coming inside. There's no criminals inside of this house. Yes, there are, Karen.
Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. Excitement, bet on it.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Play more tables and games.
Play more tables and games. Make the most of your bad game. Oh, you want to, you need to, you know just what you've got to do. It's time to add some fun to your life. Make the most of your bad game. Play more tables and games.
Playmoregames.ca.
Calvin Pickard starts in Game 1 for the Oilers as Edmonton challenges Las Vegas in Round 2. And for the second straight game, Pavel Dorofeyev is out for the Knights. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola on location at Boston Pizza Westgate alongside Hernan Salas. Tune in at 6 only on EST. And opening the night, it's the Caps and Hurricanes dropping the puck for Game 1 of their series. That one goes just after 5 with Frederik Andersen now available for Carolina. He was injured in Game 4 last series against the Devils. On the court, the Pacers and Cavs go at it in Game 2. Indiana taking Game 1 before the Warriors and Timberwolves start their series. And the Jays are back in action against the Angels on a full slate in baseball. Newly signed Jose Urania takes the mound for Toronto. And from LA, the Dodgers are set to place Teoscar Hernandez on the injured list with a hamstring injury. He left Monday's game against the Marlins early in the contest. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The second hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
All right, game day, Game 1, Oilers at Golden Knights. So yeah, every second day here until somebody wins it in Vegas tonight and Thursday. Home games for the Oilers on Saturday and Monday. It's 7:50 tonight, but the schedule says 7:30 for games 1, 2, and 4. 7 o'clock for the Oilers home game on Saturday. So hopefully they get gradually earlier throughout the postseason if the Oilers keep going and going. Just a reminder to everybody, if you are trying to win the $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub for the mystery athlete of the game, we only accept guesses that are texted in to 780-218-9999, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. We do not acknowledge anything that's emailed to us. We do not acknowledge guesses that are put in the nasty chat. I will just say this. you're just helping other people. If you could be helping other people. You could be. I'm not saying anybody did or didn't, but if you put something in the nasty chat and you think, oh, I'm so clever, I won. If you did put the right name in, you have not won. Okay?
Fair enough.
So text only to 780-218-9999 River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Keep clicking that thumbs up on YouTube. Yeah, so we sailed over 100. So let's first of all get to 155.
We sailed over 100. Let's soar to 200.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Dum, dum, dum.
You get him on Hello Hockey every Saturday at 10 a.m. with Tom Gazzola here on Edmonton Sports Talk. And he's on the Hangout. He's on this show every Tuesday. He's our good friend, former NHL defenseman Shawn Belle checking in. Bellezy, it's Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful, boys. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I got a question for you because we do this mystery athlete of the game every Oilers game day, as you know.
Yep.
And you've been here where, guys will here at the EST where we just might be like, name every Czech tennis player to finish second in a major between 85 and 80, like in NHL dressing rooms, in hockey dressing rooms in your career, guys at the highest level, do they try to stump each other with trivia, or do they have like, okay, who can name, or is that not done because they're the ones more involved in it?
I feel like more guys, I guess when I played, there was like two different groups. You had the older guys that loved the paper, especially when we were down in the States. They had the USA Today. They're always busting that thing out and they're looking at it. So there was that group of guys, and they're into remember Sudokus back in the day?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They were into Sudokus and they were into puzzles and they were into the USA Today and, finance. And then there was the other group that was usually the younger guys that were just looking to get into some kind of nonsense. And that was what you had. There wasn't really much in the middle. But there was maybe one or two guys that would have, a couple riddles here and there. Do you remember a guy by the name of Mike Glumac? He played in St. Louis's system.
Okay.
But he always I played with him in multiple different spots, and we just basically dubbed it the Glumac fact. And he would come out with something that would be outrageous, or it'd be some kind of trivia, and he'd just throw it at the guys and everybody would be invested in it. So, not everybody's into that trivia, but maybe one or two guys off the team are, but then, it's different now. I think there's a lot more video games and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's a good point. All right. That was the fun part. Now the serious part, Bellezy. We got a game tonight.
Oh,
we got the Oilers and the Golden Knights. My goodness.
Here we go.
That's
why you guys had that music vibing like that. Hey, I was invested in that sultry music that you guys had before, but now there's a little bit more rock that you got going, and I'm man, do I got to run through a wall right now?
I told Coob on a game day, it's nothing low key.
There's no whimsical beach music.
No, it's because the Friday of the home game against the Kings, the Oilers were down 2-0, and Coob came back with something gentle, and I was like, Coob, it's Friday afternoon. There's an Oilers home game.
You can't be
desperate.
gentle.
We need Oil Country to be fired up, and
the Coob has delivered. He has
proper response.
What do you? Is there anything to this stat that the Oilers almost never win game one of a series in the Draisaitl, McDavid, and I guess we include Nurse and Nugent Hopkins? They're not trying to lose game one. They're not dumb. They're not let's see how it goes and then we'll get better. But yet it keeps happening almost all the time.
What is it? It was 9 for 11. It might be 10 for 12 now. The first game of series.
Yeah, they're 2-10 since 2020, 3-11 in game one since 2017.
Yeah, that's just absolutely outrageous. The way that I think about it, it almost is similar to what I think of the McDavid area and the teams that it always starts slow. It's it's almost just become synonymous with this team. And it's not like they're going out and they're trying to lose, like you mentioned, Reid. But for whatever odd reason, the engine is just not fully revving. I think that's the best way to describe that, because it's they see what other teams have to handle, or what they can throw out there, and then they respond accordingly. That's what it seems like. But I can't make out why they're like that. Is it that back up against the wall mentality where it's like, hey, we got to be pushed here to get going? It's a very interesting stat. It's a very interesting conversation, because if you went and you threw that at Connor McDavid or Leon Draisaitl, think about the answer you're probably going to get back. You're like, well, what do you think? We're trying to lose? Like, no.
Yeah. Well, they've been asked that, and they say, well, no, we don't want to fall behind, but we also know we can come back. I mean...
Well, yeah. So it's just backs up against the wall mentality, and then they know that they can come back, and they go extra hard there. So,
Bellezy, is there any part of you that thinks this is somewhat of a chess move in a 7-game series to come out and feel out the other team in game one, which may attribute to this poor record in game one? I'm not saying it is, but as a former professional hockey player, is that something that would even enter the locker room?
At the front of my mind, I would say absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, like, just the more you look at it, the more you're like, well, maybe this is true, because it's those game ones, like, you don't see always that Oiler team. We don't see the teams that we've seen, in games 4, 5, 6, for example, against the Kings, like, where they're coming out and they're flying, and especially in 5 and 6, you don't see that in game one. You see a toned down version of that, but at some point it comes to bite you in the rear end if you continue to do that. So for me, I would just rather see them, like, come out, swing for the fences, maybe sweep a team, and then we probably don't have as much gray hair as we do here in oil country.
Well, don't worry about it, because Reid guaranteed a game one win earlier on the show.
Oh, nice work,
I predicted it.
Everything is fine. Everything is fine. We're with Shawn Belle, co-host of Hello Hockey, which you can listen to right here on Edmonton Sports Talk Saturday mornings. And Benny is in the house. Your producer for Hello Hockey is sitting right in front of me, Bellezy. Do you have anything you want to say to him?
I got nothing I got to say to him.
What? Why, Bellezy?
I think you just...
You hate me that much, man? Like, seriously.
No, sorry.
I
thought...
I see the comment that you threw in there that I suck. Why, man, that's wild.
What,
oh,
me?
my goodness.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
No, that was Coop. That wasn't me.
Tune into Hello Hockey on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
You'll get the full
There's gonna
story.
be some controversy.
Bellezy, round one, the Oilers averaged 4.5 goals against per game, and that was against Darcy Kemper and, a highly skilled defensive team in the LA Kings. So now they're tasked with trying to do the same thing against Adin Hill. What do you think the Oilers need to do to get to Adin Hill? Is it more like what they did in Game 5, or what do you see as the keys to victory in terms of getting to the Vegas goaltender?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the defense between the two teams, Vegas and LA, well, you know right away that Vegas's defense is much better than LA's. And hey, LA's defense, there was like no slouches there. They were a good defensive team, but they don't have sequoia trees like the Vegas Golden Knights do. They do a great job of keeping shots to the outside. Adin Hill is a big goaltender, and he competes hard, which is obviously very advantageous, because having that size and that compete, it keeps you in the battle, so to speak, and a lot of pucks find your body. He's a blocking style goaltender, so can you beat him going east-west? Absolutely. So the very first thing is, I think, yes, to say what you said, Jay, is that they got to get to the middle of the ice. They got to break through. It can't be perimeter hockey. And when they do, the very first thing, obviously, which sounds super cliche, is east-west hockey, right? So now you're getting that goaltender moving because his lateral movement's not great. That's where you can capitalize on some of his movements. And one of the things that I actually found super interesting, I was talking to Dustin Schwartz, which is kind of a taboo name here in the city, but I was talking to Schwartzy about Adin Hill. And one thing that he mentioned was that in the Vegas-Minnesota series, 45% of the goals started behind the goal line. Whether it was if it was a wraparound, whether it was a stuff play, if it was a quick pop out, 45% of the goals that were scored were generated from below the goal line. So obviously there's something to be said about that. And then moving pucks east-west was where you kind of you can capitalize on them.
That's interesting. So that was both teams scoring that way, obviously.
It was Minnesota scoring on.
That was Minnesota scoring on Vegas. Okay, well, that doesn't bother me because this is, in my view, the Oilers can get down low and grind. I mean, McDavid and Connor might, or McDavid and Leon might move the puck around a little more, but they often start something below the icing line. We know what Kane and Hyman have been able to do, and then we see what Frederick and Henrique and Brown have started to do, and then even Podkolzin, Arvidsson, and Janmark. So I like that. I think that bodes well because this is not, when the Oilers are playing well, they are not a one and done team, and they're not a one line and done team the way that they built throughout that Kings series.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. Like especially games 5 and 6, they found a different gear. I thought they did a really good job of getting to the paint, to the house, and they made it very hard for Kemper. And like you look at some of the little plays that they made, and I remember one goal. It wasn't in game 5 or 6, but McDavid gets a puck out of the corner. He's kind of below the goal line. Doughty goes down to try to slide block a pass. He makes a quick move, moves it kind of east-west, and it was in the back of the net. And plays like that, they're hard for goaltenders to stop. So if you can capitalize on, those defensemen and beating those guys in the corner, and that's the way that you can score on them, then I would agree with you. It's probably a good thing for the Oilers.
I want to ask you one more, and it certainly relates to what the Oilers did in the Kings series, and it relates to some other games as well, including that dramatic Game 7 between the Jets and the Blues. Kelly, Rudy, and I talked about this, and Jay talked about it a little bit on the show yesterday as well. It seems to me there are more 6-on-5 goals scored than ever before, and we know that coaches pull goalies earlier than ever before because really, why not? I mean, in Game 5, the Oilers were up 2-1, and Hiller pulled Kemper with, I think, about 3:40 left because he's probably thinking, well, we've got one goal in 56 minutes. Well, why wait? And the Jets, quite frankly, saved their season because they got 2 goals, 6-on-5. You would have defended some of those situations. Is it just the skill level of the players now that it seems like there's more goals? Is it more coaching to put into attacking and treating it like an under control situation as opposed to a desperate situation? What do you think?
Well, I go back to like when I played and what the coaches would always say, and it's, under 30 seconds, it's prison rules. And you could basically lay on guys, you could cross-check them, you could try to take their soul away, like you could do literally whatever you wanted to, and it was all legal within that, minute to end of regulation. You can't obviously do that now because the game has changed a little bit more. The skill set is way higher, but what I think the biggest thing is the fact that they're pulling their goaltenders way earlier. And that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the opposing team because, hey, I can find a way for a minute to just collapse in the house and block shots and just eat pucks. But eventually you're going to get tired. And if you have guys like McDavid and you have Draisaitl and Nuge and Hyman, and there's puck possession and they're making you work and they're making you tired. And then all of a sudden when you're gassed, they start zipping pucks around through the house and through the seams. Like, it's really hard to defend that. And you look at that goal that was scored by Perfetti, well, that's exactly what happened. Like, those guys are exhausted. And then all of a sudden, the puck goes low to high, Ehlers whiffs on it, but Lowry's out battling a guy because the guy that he's battling against is exhausted. He gets the puck back, goes through the seam, it goes through the seam again, and Perfetti was able to get his hand on it, his stick on it, and it ends up in the back of the net. So I think there's a lot of factors that go into it, but the skill set is definitely one that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. Well, and you made a good point, too, about the early pull, is that the defensive team has to have 6 or maybe even 9 forwards who are capable of playing in that situation, as opposed to like in the quote-unquote olden days, okay, they're going to pull the goalie with a minute left. My 5 best checkers got to survive one shift.
Yeah, they got to survive one shift. Yep.
Now it's they got to keep rolling them out there. Bellezy, great stuff. You're going to be joining us every Tuesday at 4, of course, for the remainder of the hockey season. Hello Hockey, 10 a.m. Saturday with our buddy Tom Gazzola as well. Hey, love having you on. Enjoy the game tonight. It's going to be a beauty.
See you, boys. Bye, Ben.
That's our friend.
Bye, Bellezy.
Shawn Belle. Check it in. Big, good friends with Ben. What are you, the producer of that show? What's your title?
Yeah, producer.
Producer?
The title.
Technical producer?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Good stuff with Bellezy. Enjoy his perspective. I love that stat he got about goals starting down low.
Yeah.
And the Oilers can get below the icing line and go to work.
That bodes well.
Yes.
Right?
And I think they have players on each line that can do that.
Muck it up.
Yeah.
Get it down there. Cycle it around, huh? Good old cycle.
Well, or just keep working. Don't, Perry's going to, and Perry doesn't get every shift with McDavid and Draisaitl. Hyman gets up there. Even Connor Brown, I think, got a shift last game. But a lot of those goals that the Oilers score have been like that, and that can wear down teams. And even a team like Vegas that, yes, is deeper and has big defensemen, even over the course of a longer season or longer series, that can wear them down. So I do think the Oilers are equipped to do that. I do think Vegas is very, very good. Don't get me wrong. But I think a lot of the things that Vegas can do, the Oilers can answer and maybe even do a little bit better. Somebody got it? I told you. I told you it was going to go quick. All right.
You were right. I was wrong.
All right. We'll give it out now. Hudson's Canada's
we can do it after the break if you want.
Okay, we'll do it after the break.
Sure.
The third clue was going to be Butcher. But this person didn't need that.
Didn't need it.
We will unveil the Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game when we get back. I can also tell you we are camped out in the Banquet Studio. Spin to win Fridays at the Banquet. Spin the wheel for a chance to win big and save on your bill. Details at thebanquetbar.com. Here comes the Coop.
Round 2 starts tonight for the Oilers as they take on the Golden Knights down in Vegas. Calvin Picker gets a start for Edmonton while Pavel Dorofeyev is out for the Knights tonight. And join Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show live from Boston Pizza Westgate. Catch the show live at 6 right here on EST. And the only other game has Washington and Carolina dropping the puck for game 1 of their series. Frederik Andersen returns to the Hurricanes lineup with no confirmed starter just yet for Carolina. In basketball, game 1, Minnesota Golden State goes down with the Pacers. And Cavs opening up the night at 5. Indiana leading 1-0 in the series. And ESPN's Shams Charania is reporting that Sacramento is finalizing a deal with 3-time NBA champion BJ Armstrong for him to become the Kings' assistant general manager. Baseball sees tons of action. The Jays and Angels kick off a 3-game series. Right now, the Guardians and Nationals are going back and forth. Nationals leading 10-8 in the bottom of the 8th inning. This sports update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you're stuck with a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at AdvantageSportMed.ca to book an appointment today. We'll return after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're in the loop.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
Craving a late night snack? Hit the Banquet for our new late night happy hour. Sunday to Thursday, 9 p.m. till close. Try favorites like sweet and spicy lettuce wraps or our Banquet burger and fries. All at happy hour prices. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Your home for great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
My mother used to let us not lock the doors. She's like, if you're locking the doors inside of the house, it means you're doing something you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah,
That's why we lock the doors.
Host of the Bad Friends and Whiskey Ginger podcast, don't miss Andrew Santino, Freeze Peach, live at the River Cree May 22nd.
Michael, what are you doing? We have locks on the outside of the house to keep criminals from coming inside. There's no criminals inside of this house. Yes, there are, Karen.
Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. Excitement, bet on it.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
And there they go to Sentinel Storage. The snowblower and winter gear goes in. They shoot, we store.
Need extra space? Store your winter gear with Sentinel Storage and win extra space at home. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, getting you pumped up on a game day. Game 1, Oilers, Golden Knights, round 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. 7:50 puck drop tonight. Jay and I are with you until 6. Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports, presented by Play Alberta. At 6 o'clock tonight, Tom Gazzola, Hernan Salas with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom will be live at Boston Pizza Westgate. So the one right by West Edmonton Mall. What is it, like 170th and 90th Avenue? Is that what the approximate address would be?
I believe
Everybody knows where that Boston Pizza is.
Everybody knows.
It's the Boston Pizza by Wem that's been there forever.
It's the buzz by Wem.
That's right. All right. Our Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. The clues. The first clue was Makar. This refers to Cale Makar. Second clue was Gaudette. That refers to Adam Gaudette. Somebody then got it correct. The third clue would have been Butcher, which refers to Will Butcher. The fourth clue would have been Vesey, which refers to Jimmy Vesey. And the fifth clue, if we'd needed it, was going to be Golden Knights, because this player currently plays for the Golden Knights. And if we would have needed a sixth clue, it would have been Sabres, because this person was drafted by the Buffalo Sabres. It is
Jack Eichel.
Jack Eichel. So what you had to figure out here was it was Hobey Baker winners going backwards to the year Eichel won it in 2015. Makar in 19, Gaudette in 18, Butcher in 17, Vesey in 16.
Yeah, and that went to Corey A. I asked, how did you, what was the path to victory? He said, simple. It's just people who have won the Hobey Baker Memorial Award before. So that narrows it down to high-level college players from the States.
And then he decided to go with a player in tonight's game, which it often isn't. The Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game is not always in that game, in that evening's
Quite
game.
rarely,
or
actually.
related to that. But today he was. You just never know, everybody.
You just never know
it's
on the Reid Wilkins show.
It's a long and winding road to the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game.
Hey, that's a jingle. You just never know on the Reid Wilkins show. We could do something with that.
Yeah. We certainly could.
Spin it.
All right. So that is the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. We know we're going to have another one on Thursday. And we know we're going to have another one on Monday.
Yeah.
At least 2 more. At least 2 more. See, I'm just giving the facts. Just on the day, those days when I said this could be the last one, it could have been. But now we know there's at least 2 more.
You're silly.
Am I?
Yeah.
I just think I'm accurate and informative.
I hope you are, because you predicted game 1 with your eye.
I think the Oilers are going to win tonight.
What are we calling this? The all-seeing eye of Reid?
Sure, why not? Why not?
Although it doesn't see much right
what
now.
Was it in Lord of the Rings? Was it the one-eyed raven, or Game of Thrones? Or the three-eyed? Was it the one-eyed raven or the three-eyed raven?
Trick. That's a tough question for me.
Did you watch Game of Thrones?
I haven't seen an episode.
Oh, really? I think you would like it. It's very good.
I'm not so sure about that.
That's what I thought, but then I started watching it and I was like, oh, this is good.
Yeah, but you're into sci-fi.
Well, it's more fantasy.
Or fantasy.
But I guess that's sort of a... You know what is really good? Is Andor. The Star Wars show.
Okay.
You don't know this at all? Okay. I won't spend too much time on it because I don't want to ostracize you.
Please do.
as a friend of mine. Andor season 2, I caught up on it last night, though then I think there's another new episode out today, is really good. Very good acting, very sharp writing, very interesting way to tell a story in the Star Wars universe, because it's not about Jedis and the Force.
So it's about other people.
It's about the rise of the rebellion. It's about the political intrigue behind it, the funding behind it, the war side behind it. No, I won't spoil anything. I'm just saying it's very good. I will say this. It's at times, I find anyway, hard to follow, because there was a couple years between season 1 and season 2, and then things picked up in season 2, and I was like, I remember that character, but I can't remember what they did, so I had to watch a recap. But it's really good writing.
It's Andor?
Andor.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the characters' names is Cassian Andor, but it's about more than just him. He's one of the central figures.
I thought you said Endor.
Endor is the forest moon where the Ewoks lived. Yes. Thank you for knowing that.
If it was Endor, I might be interested, because I love
Ewok
Ewoks.
show, there were a couple of Ewok movies, I believe.
Imagine if it was just a 24-hour live stream of the Ewoks in their tree houses.
Just swinging around the tree houses.
Tickling each other, playing games.
What did the one guy say? I think they said jub jub at some point. They're like, jub jub.
Jub jub. No Andor spoilers coming in.
No, I don't think I spoiled anything. I just said what the show is about.
What's it? Where is it? Where do you find it?
It's on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 12-episode season. But it's very smart, like, and just sharply written, good. It's just good, like good costumes, like good, like sets, just the way it looks. It's just a good show.
You know what's not good? Gager keeps texting me pictures of what he's making for supper.
Oh, is he text? He's not texting me.
No,
we got a special relationship.
We do. We're best friends. He texted me a box of fondue cheese. Then he texted me a cast iron skillet with bacon.
Oh, wow. He's ready to go.
And now that same skillet is full of white onion.
Oh, neat. Gager is quite a gourmand.
He is. Yes, he does enjoy the finer things.
Tell you what, we're halfway through the show, and we're actually on pace for 300 thumbs.
Let's go.
So don't let up. We're 5 away from 155. So that's double word of the day territory. That's taken care of. So keep clicking that thumbs up button on YouTube.
Are we going to go for 200?
I think so.
I think we have to.
Yeah, we want to go for 255, but let's.
It's a game day. It's game one, round 2.
Let's push to 200 initially, then we'll push for 255.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
I like how you memorize the lyrics, Jay. That's awesome.
I can do the subscribe one too.
I can't. Hang on.
Sub, sub, sub. Must you sub? Please, please sub. Must you sub? You must sub. Subscribe.
Colin, the Amishman sending that one in. Oh, should we play some of the choir? This is my cousin's Ukrainian choir warming up for.
This could become the song of the playoffs.
Last week. So if there's divine intervention, you never know where it might be coming from.
You could be You could be Gene Principe's savior with that song.
Yeah,
you could get him out of the hole.
780-218-9999 is how you text us. The afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. So Oilers, Golden Knights. Tonight, Leafs got the win last night over the Florida Panthers. If we have time, we might touch on a couple things from that series, because I think we're the only station covering it. Well, I'm not sure if you can get any banter on that series anywhere else.
It was quite a night in the NBA last night too, so we might get to some of that later as well.
Okay, fair enough. It's time for buying or selling for Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 17 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com. Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate.
Okay, Reid. Buying or selling? Well, I'll start with this one. Last playoff series, which was in 2023 between these two teams, the Oilers scored first in all games except Game 6.
I was surprised to hear that because it felt like the Oilers were playing from behind in much of that series. Though I believe in that series, all the games were kind of lopsided.
They were. And the most recent Game 1 between Vegas and Edmonton in that series was the last playoff game to feature a player who scored 4 goals.
Yeah. Leon Draisaitl, I believe he scored one from behind the net that he banked off Brossois'
in a loss.
bar. And I believe he scored on a long one-timer from just inside the blue line. Was it 6-4?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Buying or selling? If the Oilers do not score first tonight, do not panic.
Well, I'm buying that for sure.
You're buying that for sure.
I don't even think... look at these playoffs. What's a 2-goal lead? I mean, you really have to get that 3-goal lead to have any sort of security.
Yeah. I mean,
so last
it's
night... It's
crazy to say, though.
So last night, it's 4-1 Toronto. 5 or 6 minutes? I think 6 minutes into the third period. Now it's 4-3 to Toronto.
Yep.
This is what we've been talking about. There's so much offense. There's coaches who coach offense. There's teams who have good power plays. There's teams who don't quit. Like McDavid said in that one game, we didn't pack it in and think, okay, well, let's save the energy for the next game. They understand the desperation of every single game. So, yeah, I think 1-0 is not a big deal. Again, I don't even think as we've seen, a 2-goal lead with 2 minutes left, St. Louis Blues does not guarantee you anything. What was game? I'm getting all the comebacks by the Oilers mixed up. So what was it? They were down 5-3 late in game 1 to LA, tied it. I know LA won. Down 3-1 in game 4 with 7 minutes left. Right? Maybe that was half. I can't remember when Bouchard's first goal went in. Bouchard tied it in the final minute. I mean, even LA in Game 6 scored with the goalie out to go from a 2-goal deficit to a 1-goal deficit and make it tense. So, no, I don't think... I mean, look, you want to have the first goal, and there are stats that indicate that scoring first is still an advantage, but it doesn't mean that lead is going to be held the entire night. Tonight's game's going to end 1-0, everybody. Mark it down.
Yeah, plan it. Okay. Alex Pietrangelo struggled with Kirill Kaprizov and Matt Boldy in round 1. Chris Gowlick from Locked On Vegas podcast today, this is about 5 hours ago, said Pietrangelo, he's a wild card in this series. He's been battling injury all year, obviously missed the Four Nations face-off. Buying or selling that Alex Pietrangelo is the X factor for Las Vegas?
Selling. I assume he's going to play well. I get that he
looked pretty suspect
injury.
In round 1.
But I don't know. I still think he often finds a way to be a thorn in the side of the Oilers. If he is banged up or doesn't play well, big advantage for Edmonton for sure.
Well, that's why I'm saying, is he an X factor? Because you don't know what version of Alex Pietrangelo you're going to get. If you get 2023 Alex Pietrangelo, okay. But he's 35, Reid. He's not a spring chicken anymore. I think if they can, although Drew Doughty was great, you know how I felt about him in that series. I felt like the Oilers were targeting him in some respects and not really fearing him when they were in the LA zone.
Right.
If they can turn Pietrangelo into this round's Drew Doughty, that's a major win for the Oilers. But that's why I'm asking, is he an X factor? And I guess we'll find out depending on how he played, because Boldy and Kaprizov walked around him several times in that series. Made him look rather normal.
I expect a lot from him. He's a good player.
So you're selling?
Yes.
Okay.
You might try to break your arm.
Might try to slash your head off. Who knows? We'll find out.
My entire X timeline is Gene Principe.
That's a good
right
thing.
Now.
That's a good X day.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with. Well, that's better than some other stuff.
That's a way better than a lot of other things you see on Twitter. Buying or selling, the winner of this series ultimately wins the Western Conference.
Well, I don't know that.
Come on, play a little.
Well, I'm not.
Live a little.
We did our predictions. I said.
Well, okay, but look what happened in the last series.
At the beginning of the playoffs, I said Dallas is going to win the Stanley Cup.
So you're selling?
Oh, I guess.
I guess you have to.
But like, why would you even ask me that?
Because I want to know what your opinion is.
Okay, well, I gave my predictions already. I picked Dallas at the beginning of the playoffs.
The reason I asked it is because last time these two met, that was the Stanley Cup final in many people's eyes.
Yeah,
correct?
fair.
Different teams, I get that. But does this series have the ability to take on that?
So taking my predictions out of it, or no, I'll sell on that because I think, again, the Leafs are very good. I think the Capitals have proven that they're a very good team.
I said just wins the Western Conference. I didn't
Dallas
say
on the other side of it. So no, I got to my predictions out of it. I got to sell on that.
Okay, that's fair.
All right. It'll be nice to catch up with an old friend with a young spirit, Drew Remenda, when we get back to the Reid Wilkins Show.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Time out, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Downsizing, upsizing, or staging your home to sell? Sentinel Storage is Edmonton's team for affordable storage solutions. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Sentinel Storage, proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Game 1, Oilers Golden Knights shakes down tonight. Calvin Pickard takes the crease for the Oilers as the Golden Knights will play without Pavel Dorofeyev. Catch Tom Gazzola on location at Boston Pizza Westgate for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 6 alongside Hernan Salas. You can tune in right here only on EST. And just one other game on tap. Washington hosts Carolina for Game 1 after both teams got past their first round opponents in 5 games. Frederik Andersen is back in the lineup for the Hurricanes. No confirmed starter yet for Carolina. On the court, the Pacers and Cavs go at it in Game 2. Indiana taking Game 1 before the Warriors and Timberwolves start their series. And ESPN's Shams Charania has reported that BJ Armstrong and the Sacramento Kings are finalizing a deal for him to become the team's assistant general manager. Elsewhere, the Jays are back in action against the Angels tonight on a full slate in baseball. Newly signed Jose Urania takes the mound for Toronto earlier. The Nationals beat the Guardians 10-9. Right now, the Dodgers and Marlins are just getting underway in the first inning. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update, the third hour of the Reid Wilkins Show. Starts right now.
right, Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Experience all the excitement of the casino in the palm of your hand. Download the Play Alberta app today and deposit $20 using the EST exclusive promo code 100casino for a $100 casino bonus. Great stuff there. Later on, probably in about 20 to 25 minutes, Jay Milne's going to have his Play of the Day, which is a new feature here in association with Play Alberta on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne. Oilers Golden Knights tonight. So with this series starting, I had to have this gentleman on the show because people have heard me over the last couple of years on this show and Inside Sports call the Vegas Golden Knights miserable bastards. And it was to this guy in a text message. I first called them that when they were in the process of eliminating the Oilers 2 years ago from the Sharks audio network. And a good friend of mine, Drew Remenda, is checking in. Hey, Drew.
Hey, Reid. How you doing?
Well, we're doing very well. Now, first of all, we got to clarify your status here because you were on at the end of near the end of the regular season, and you were getting ready to drive across the Western North America,
the pilgrimage.
But then you're like,
I was so
okay.
So during the season, I'm on the Sharks TV broadcasts with the great Randy Hahn, and when there's nobody, when we're not broadcasting on TV, I do the games with Dan Ruzanowski on the Sharks Audio Network, but I also broadcast the games of the Barracuda, the San Jose Barracuda, our AHL franchise, when the schedules allow, because it's just a few minutes from the rink where I usually work. It's at Tech CU Arena, which is Sharks Ice. So if I did about 15 games last year, did 15 or so this year, and I was just going to head back home. I should be back home in Saskatoon as we speak, but they've made the playoffs and won their first round against Ontario. And now I am in Loveland, Colorado, as they take on the Colorado Eagles. Series tied 1-1. And interesting about, you guys know this because of Bakersfield, that the second round starts off as a 2-3. It's a best of 5. And so your first 2 games are in San Jose. We're in San Jose, and the team split that, and the next 3 are here, if it has to go 3, in Loveland, Colorado. So I'm still working because, you know why, Reid? I'm a team guy.
Yes.
You know, it's all about the team for me. What can I do to help the team? And obviously, my voice on a broadcast helps the team.
Drew, I'm often referred to as the glue guy of EST.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So is it fair to say that you're the glue guy of the San Jose Sharks organization?
Well, you know, it's for other people to say, really. It's not for me to form that opinion.
Very modest.
But I'm sure that most of them would use that term. And, you know, I know that, you know, great and invaluable comes up a lot when they use my name. But that's for other people to talk about.
We got to ask you, because we had the joy of live updating the draft lottery yesterday, because, of course, the final of our show. And I believe at one point I said this is both compelling and absurd at the same time, because you want to know what's going to come out, but yeah, you have those really serious accountants, and the one guy was doing the hand signal for the ball to drop out. You know, and I was saying, thankfully, in oil country, this doesn't mean anything right now, but it used to mean everything. The Sharks got bumped down to number 2. You know, for Sharks fans, for Sharks management. What was sort of their reaction to the lottery and now trying to keep building here?
Well, we had just landed in Denver because you had to take the bus from Denver to Loveland. And so I was standing beside Ryan Clough, our assistant general manager, who's also with the CUDA as well, and just listening to it. And Ryan's awesome. There's nobody in the Sharks organization, guys, that nobody did the Tim Murray angry cat when they got Jack Eichel instead of Connor McDavid. We all know that face from Tim Murray from the Buffalo Sabres. We all know how disappointed he looked. Screw you, Eichel. You know, we wanted McDavid. Who wouldn't have wanted McDavid? But nobody did angry cat. Everybody said, good, okay, second choice. Nobody wants to be picking those top picks. Let's just say that they're looking at last year's top pick as Macklin Celebrini, and very happy they got that one and continue moving forward. Mike Greer, you guys know Mike. Mike played for the Oilers, and he's got a poker face, man. He's as cool as they come. So they're gonna make a good pick out. Maybe they make a deal out of it. Who knows? But Mike's got a lot of picks in this draft coming up.
All right. By the way, thanks for subtly correcting me because I said you're with the Sharks audio network, but you are TV as well because you're multi-talented.
Well, yeah, of course. Well, Reid, come on.
So yeah,
glue guy.
Sharks
face,
broadcaster.
of course. The way that I look, obviously, you don't think I would be on radio, but because of the way I dress and the fact that they call me Tie 99 because obviously I'm the greatest of all time when it comes to picking ties and wearing them and with the right suit and tying the perfect knot with the perfect dimple. But that, again, not for me to say. That other people have told me that.
Yeah. Drew's a sharp dresser. Just ask him. Anyway,
exactly.
I wonder who would. Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Head-to-head, you versus Daryl Evans from the LA Kings. Who's coming out in first there?
Well, Daryl has what we would call style. And I am a guy who just wears classic suits. I like to say elegantly classic, but when it comes to dressing and having style, it's Daryl Evans.
Now he's actually in a category of his own. So I don't even know if that's a fair
His is a
comparison.
costume.
Yeah.
He wears costumes. Yeah.
So I don't know if I've ever told this full story, but one of my sayings over the years is that I call the Vegas Golden Knights, complimentary I should add, miserable bastards, because I say I'm sure they're all good guys who love their moms and bring dishes for Thanksgiving, but when they turn onto the ice, they will skate over their grandma to get that Stanley Cup, and most of these guys did that 2 years ago.
Yes.
So the Oilers lost to the Golden Knights, and I'm going on air in Studio 99, and Drew says, geez, man, like, they made the conference finals last year, and now they lost in round 2. Like, did they really get closer to the cup? And I said, well, Drew, like, I still think they're pretty good. Sometimes it's when you meet a team, but I will say that the Golden Knights can play like miserable bastards, and the Oilers have not found that in their game yet, and that's why they won the series. And Drew said, you're coming on with me and Jamie tomorrow, and you're going to say exactly that. So here's how I'm going to ask you this question, though, about the Golden Knights. Are they as miserable as they used to be?
Yes, they are. But with the Golden Knights, to me, when last year they were so injured the whole season long, short summer, Stanley Cup champs, injury after injury after injury, and they never found a groove. I thought this year, at the start of the year, and for a lot of it, they played like that miserable bastard team. They were ticked off, and they wanted to prove the NHL wrong, the rest of the NHL wrong. You can talk about Florida all you want. You can talk about the Oilers all you want. You can talk about Vegas, or you can talk about Colorado or Dallas all you want. But we are still one year removed from the Cup. We're still damn good, and we are going to show you. And for a while, they played that way, but down the stretch, they didn't. They've still got 13 guys from that team, and most of them are the miserable bastards that you were talking about. Pietrangelo, McNabb, Stone, Eichel, and they've added some guys there as well. But the difference is, in my opinion, that 2 years ago, they bullied the Oilers into that loss, that series loss. Last year, the Florida Panthers almost did the same thing for the first 3 games of the final series. But the Oilers persevered. The Oilers got miserable in their game. The Oilers pushed back, and they took it to the Game 7. To me, the Oilers have started to develop that trend. They have got one of the worst people you ever want to have on your team as far as playing against them in Corey Perry. I said something to Corey Perry when they were in San Jose, because I'm on the bench, and I don't know Corey Perry very much, but I remember him from the days of the Anaheim Sharks series. And I said to him near the end of the game, I don't remember what the score was, but it was obviously the Oilers were winning, and I said, I heard something very disturbing about you today. And he went, what's that? And he looked at me kind of funny. And I went, I heard you're like the nicest guy on the team. And I did. I heard that from a third party, nobody associated, well, a little associated with the team, but third party, okay, told me that. And I said, oh, please don't tell me that. Just that, absolutely. I got to change my opinion of this guy. Honestly, after all those years, he kicked our ass when he was in Anaheim. And he started to laugh. I said, I heard you're like genuinely really nice. And he starts to laugh and he goes, wow, I only become miserable. And he said something else when I walk into an arena. That is where I think the Oilers are right now. I think the Oilers, when you look at the way that they have played, and for a team that went through a lot of, and they weren't as great as they were in the past couple of seasons as far as regular season. They've gone through a lot. They've gone through some adversity that has toughened them up. I think mentally they're way tougher than they were when they played the Vegas Golden Knights 2 years ago, and even when they played last year. Now, the problem is, so is everybody else. But to me, when you look at the way that the Oilers and the Vegas Golden Knights are going to approach this series, they both have something to prove. And they want to prove it, not to everybody else, to themselves. And I think that's why it's going to be a really compelling series.
Drew Remenda joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show. Drew, this has been a sensitive topic for Oilers fans, and it's taken on a lot of conversation on today's show as well. But the Oilers are 3-11 in game ones in the playoffs in the McDavid-Draisaitl era. I wanted to get your thought on it, and do you think this creeps into the locker room, into the thoughts of these players? And, why do you think that this team, who you just said all these beautiful things about, why do you think this team continually comes out to slow starts? I mean, it's not even playoffs. I mean, look what happened after the Four Nations face-off. Look, after breaks, it just takes a little bit for this motor to start running, as well as that beautiful vehicle you're going to take home on your pilgrimage back to Saskatchewan. But what is it, Drew? What is it in your opinion?
I just spent $1,800 on that vehicle, by the way, to get it ready for the road.
But anyway, you did.
Yeah. But anyway, I have seen this with the Oilers up close, and I believe this when I'm talking to some of the coaches that have coached there, that you guys in Edmonton have the beauty, the blessing, and the curse of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. And there are times on the bench and times in a game where the guys kind of just sit back and went, they'll take care of it. They'll get it. They'll get it going. They'll get it going. And waited for Connor and Leon to drag them into the fight. It happened, Reid, when we were broadcasting games and I was there. We saw it again and again and again. People the guys in the other team, your team, just watch. Look at them. Wow, he's good. Wow, well, that was a nice play. And you kind of get lost a little bit. Now, the 3-11 to start game, I don't know what that is. I mean, if I knew, I'd probably be coaching. Like, why is Pete DeBoer 9-0 in game sevens? Why the Colorado Avalanche lost the last 7 games, 7s in a row? I don't know. It's just one of those freaky statistical things. But I think sometimes the Oilers players wait for their stars to bring them into the fight, when instead they don't acquiesce the role to them, but it's a tacit kind of thing. Instead of going, every guy's got to go out and play their game. And I know that's, you say, well, who else's game are they going to play? But you get out to a point where early in the game, you have to make an impact. Everybody says you need a strong start in the game, right? It doesn't mean you have to go score, but you got to go get a hit. You got to make a play. You got to block a shot. You got to keep a puck in. You've got to start doing something to get your game going in the right direction and build on that. Sometimes you wait for the foremans of the construction job, 29 and 97, to come in and start laying the foundation, where you don't have to and you shouldn't wait for them.
Yeah,
I don't even know if that makes. I don't know if that makes sense to
and
you.
quite frankly, Connor and Leon were not the reasons they won games 5 and 6.
No,
I'm not saying they were detriments, but other guys were like, no, I can be the alpha here. Connor Brown, I can initiate, right? Like that kind of stuff.
Drew, before we sign off with you here and let you go, I have pulled up the top best restaurants in Loveland, Colorado.
Oh, jeez.
So I just want to know what you feel like. Are you wanting more of a pub style, more of a diner, maybe steakhouse, Mexican? You tell me. I'll give you a recommendation right now.
Well, my friend, as you know, I'm not a big eater. I did have something today, though. And it was this lovely chicken dish. I don't know if you've heard of this place. It's called God's Chicken, or in other words, Chick-fil-A. It's God's Chicken because never on Sunday. So I had Chick-fil-A today, and that was lovely. But what else you got for me? I'm a Western Canadian boy, so steak, obviously.
Okay. So I'm going to recommend the Loveland Chop House. This is very highly reviewed. They order the same thing at the Chop House, the filet mignon. It opens in 12 minutes. They accept reservations. So this is the Loveland Chop House, okay?
Incredible. That's
guys. Can you see what I'm? If I show you what I'm looking at as far as my view from my hotel room,
people on
tell me how
YouTube will be
far
able
you
to see here in a sec.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see how far you think the Loveland Chop House is from where I am.
Oh, I can almost see it, Drew. It's close. It's in spitting distance.
Is it over by the warehouses over there?
Yeah, just over
the basement of the warehouse.
Yeah, just over that freeway there, Drew. I'm sure you'll find it. It's on 125th, 5 East 4th Street.
You know, but this is, I got to tell you, like Drew always, like a lot of good broadcasters, he puts himself down and doesn't pump himself up too much. But Drew is so smart. I didn't realize he was going to be there. Shows how I was negligent. So I was giving him all the times in Pacific time. So he had to convert from Mountain to Pacific and then back to Mountain to be on the show.
I had to go a whole hour. I know. And I was, Mr. McKercher in grade 12 at Newtana Collegiate can tell you I wasn't very good at math, but I could figure that part out. Plus I have this thing called a telephone that can just tell me.
Yeah.
Well, and bonus points for using the word aqueous. That was
Thank you.
fantastic.
Oh, Drew,
it's my word of the day. I get it every day on Google.
Yeah. Okay, we'll have you on again during the playoffs because I just love talking to you. You're so generous with your time. You have become a great friend over the years. But enjoy your game tonight and the Oilers series whenever you get to throw one eye on it. Have fun tonight, buddy.
Go Cuda. Don't forget, go Cuda. Be part of it.
They're the Cuda. All right.
The reef or something like that.
That's Drew Remenda, our buddy from the San Jose Sharks and San Jose Barracuda broadcast booths. And at some point, back in Saskatoon.
I love Drew.
Chilling out for the summer.
I love Drew.
Yeah, he's awesome.
We should go on a road trip and see him in Saskatchewan.
Yeah. Les in the Nasty Chat says, enjoy Drew. Never understood the hate he got. Darren says, I kind of miss this guy. Yeah, I mean, life is a broadcaster, right? And I feel now with social media, for some reason, it got some momentum to tweet that you didn't like Drew during games. And sometimes I wonder how many people actually even meant that. Right. They just thought, I'll join in and have a quip about Drew. But yeah, he's funny. I like the way he breaks things down. And obviously, we have some laughs with him as well. And we should try to get him to call in like while he's crossing the border, maybe.
Yeah, we could live stream.
See if he gets a speeding ticket.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So it sounds like some of the nasties are already getting into the groove at Westgate BP for the 7:50 game, but Tom's there at 6.
Well, apparently 170th Street.
Tom's going to join us.
170th Street is a gong show because of that fire. So it's redirecting a lot of traffic that way. So if you are going, go now.
Okay, 780-218-9999 is how you text us. That's the afternoon inbox presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the Kitchen Restaurant. All-you-can-eat prime rib buffet for just $49.99 every Sunday from 4 to 10 p.m. You can email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. I want to catch up on a couple limericks later on, and you can continue to chat with us and, more importantly, with each other in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. And if you are on YouTube, click the thumbs up button. We're almost at 200. Let's get a rally to 200, and then we'll shoot from 255 after that. And if you have not subscribed to the Edmonton Sports Talk channel, do so. We are zeroing in on 12,000 subscribers.
Lovely.
Incredible stuff. But for your short-term goal, click that thumbs up and push us as high as possible before we sign off at 6. Mayo, I'm having a great time today.
This is a great show.
Yeah, I should do more shows half blind.
Yeah, sure. And in shorts.
No, I shouldn't, actually. All right, 5 o'clock break, and then we're back with Jay's Play of the Day for Play Alberta.
The EST Hangout.
It felt like going into the playoffs, I was a little more worried about the secondary scoring of this team. Felt like this year it was mostly McDavid, Draisaitl. You were leaning on them. Connor Brown, 3 goals in the first round. Kane, 2 goals. Perry, 2 goals. Janmark, 2 goals. Frederick, 1 goal. Henrique, 1 goal. Arvidsson, a goal. That's secondary scoring.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Spin to win Fridays at the Banquet. Every Friday, spin the wheel for a chance to win big and save on your bill. It's that easy. Spin, win, and save. Don't miss out. Details at thebanquetbar.com. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Timeout, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
At Mind360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Edmonton hits the ice in Vegas for Game 1, Round 2 against the Golden Knights. Calvin Pickard gets a start for the Oilers, and Pavel Dorofeyev is out for Vegas. Tom Gazzola, Hernan Salas tee up the action during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. They'll go live from Boston Pizza Westgate at 6. You can also tune in right here on EST. And Frederick Anderson is the starter tonight for the Hurricanes in Game 1 against the Capitals. He missed Game 5 against the Devils in their last series after being injured in Game 4. That one is just about to get underway. In basketball, there's 2 games on the schedule. Indiana plays Cleveland in Game 2. The Pacers leading 1-0 in the series, while the Warriors and T-Wolves throw down in their series opener. Meanwhile, ESPN's Shams Charania is reporting that Sacramento is finalizing a deal with 3-time NBA champion B.J. Armstrong for him to become the Kings' assistant general manager. And just after 7:30, Jose Urena gets the ball for the Jays in their series opener against the Angels. With 1 game live right now, the Dodgers up 1-0 on the Marlins in the second inning. And 3 games are just about to get underway. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. You're locked and loaded here on the Reid Wilkins Show.
Okay, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. 7:50 is the official time for puck drop tonight. Oilers in Vegas to play the Golden Knights. I hope they're not going to wear those golden helmets. I don't think they're going to wear those in the playoffs.
Those are awful.
They should go back to their original kind of gray jerseys. We don't like these mustardy ones. These xanthic jerseys.
Oh, wow.
Shade of yellow. Wasn't it what say xanthic has to do with yellow?
Yeah.
Yeah, former word of the day. By the way, you can follow Jason Milne on Twitter at Jason Milne,
Please do.
Milne. Follow me on Twitter or X, whatever they call it, at Reid Wilkins, ReidWilkins. And follow the station at YEG Sports Talk on Twitter. We're on Instagram, Edmonton Sports Talk. EdmontonSportsTalk.com is the website. A lot of great ways to engage with us and our content.
I updated a picture of, it was the second cut of the year for my front lawn. So I updated a picture of that today to my Twitter profile. Things are looking good. Didn't see any weeds yet. But it's greened up quite a bit. So I gave it a morning cut. I'm not used to cutting it in the mornings, but it felt nice. Felt nice to get out
Congratulations, buddy.
Did you see this? Matt Hyman in the Nasty Chat says, Paul Edmonds, voice of the Winnipeg Jets, was rear-ended while parked during a WST interview today.
Oh, my.
He says, Reid and Glue Guy, have you ever seen that before? No.
I've had a caller claiming he got pulled over during a call to a show. but no, never any accidents that I can think of. Hope he's okay.
Yeah, wow. That's not good.
No, do we have to get in the play of the day here? Because is it tied? Could you still bet on it once this game starts?
Let's get into it then.
Okay, Jay's play of the day presented by Play Alberta. You can skip the flight to Vegas because jackpots are just a tap away. Experience all the thrills of the casino right from your phone with Play Alberta. Download the app today. Deposit $20 using the EST exclusive promo code 100casino for a $100 casino bonus.
So I will say this quick and give some reason after, but my play of the day is the Oilers to win outright today and the Washington Capitals to win in Game 1 against Carolina. So that is that's a big one. That's a nice bet if you hit it plus 341. And don't forget to use the promo codes and this is the best part about Play Alberta for new and existing players.
Right.
There was people that messaged in that said they're getting their account back up and going. This is not only for new customers. This is for existing. Deposit 20 or more on a $100 free bet on sports and use the promo code 100sports and you get a $100 free bet. You can place a $5 minimum bet and you use the promo code YAG50 to receive a $50 free bet on Play Alberta. And don't forget, use your game sense when you are on Play Alberta. Dusty had a play of the day as well. I can't believe this. Evan Bouchard, 1 assist is even money. Plus 106.
Oh, really?
You bet $10, you get back $10.60
just to get 1 assist.
1 assist. I mean, that's great odds for Evan Bouchard. But here, listen. I think the Oilers are going to get off the schneid of the first game, issues, or as some people say, issues. I'm going to move.
They say that often.
I just feel like this is a team that found something later on in that series against LA. If they come out and play similar team defensive style like they did in Game 5 and 6, I like the Oilers to win tonight and steal that opening game. And I picked Washington to win the series. They are at home, so I like to see Washington win. I called this the underdog special because both Edmonton and Washington were underdogs on the money line for tonight's games.
Really?
Yes.
Why would the Capitals be?
I have no idea, but that's why you that's a two-game parlay plus 341. That's fantastic.
Okay.
You bet $10, you get back $34.10. You win 34 and 10. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Keep clicking the sorry.
Oh no, that's the play of the day, Reid.
Keep clicking the thumbs up on YouTube as well. We are about 20 away from 200, which would be another 200 thumbs show during the playoffs, and then we can try to get to 255 by the end of the show at 6 o'clock. And then the stream does not end at 6. We go right to Tom Gazzola at Westgate BP. Hernan Salas is here. He's getting ready for the show as well. That goes from 6 to 7:30. Then they're on after the game as well to break it down. Is it Cass tonight, Hernan? Matt Cassian, the analyst. I'm going to jump on for Reid's Reads for Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf and Curling Club as well. So we totally have you covered on the Game 1 between the Oilers and the Golden Knights. Okay, let's catch up on limericks to read at edmontonsportstalk.com. Andrew the accountant, I think this is his first limerick.
Nice.
Game 1 will not be a loss. A few players will get tossed. Pickard starts. McDavid stars. Principe looks like a mob boss.
Ooh, well done.
Not bad. Not bad.
I got one from VR Montenegro, who's going as Viola Repairman Montenegro.
Oh, jeez.
He wrote a limerick about our dearest Benny boy here. An afternoon appearance by Boom Boom Belle. A greeting snub to Benny did not sit well. Response was so curt. Eggs Benny, butt hurt. When's it time to go home to cry and play Chell?
Now, just quickly here, is your nickname Eggs Benny?
Everyone's been trying to figure out a nickname for me. I've been called Benny my whole life. So, I don't know. Whatever nickname you guys give me, I'm fine with.
I tend to come up with my own nicknames for people.
Yes.
Like we had Brendan Eric as our previous practicum student, and I started calling him Barrick, which then became just Bear or Baby Bear because he's younger than me. So who knows what I'll come up with for you, Ben?
I like, the leader in the clubhouse for me is Benny Jets.
Yeah. I've been called Benny Jets.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I like that.
Because you're fast.
The opposite, but it's more it's more of an ironic
because he's
name.
taking Stanlanzolol or whatever Ben Johnson was taking.
The Sandlot's my favorite movie of all time too, so it like works out pretty perfectly.
Okay.
Jets, so.
All right, good limericks. You can always email those, read at edmontonsportstalk.com or j@edmontonsportstalk.com. We truly are honored how people just took that and started writing their own limericks. It's been kind of cool. One of the signature pieces of the show.
Absolutely. It's taken off. That's the beauty of this. The listener participation.
We just start doing stuff, and then we will see where it goes, which is pretty cool. All right, let's just set the lines for you tonight based on the morning skates and how these teams have been deploying themselves in previous playoff games. McDavid centering Draisaitl and Perry. Nugent-Hopkins between Kane and Hyman. Henrique with Frederick and Brown. Janmark with Podkolzin and Arvidsson. Defensively, Nurse, Bush, Wallman, Klingberg, Kulak, Emberson, Pickard in net. Now, we know that Emberson doesn't play as much, so those deep pairings tend to rotate around. Pickard is starting his 5th consecutive playoff game this postseason. Oilers head coach Chris Knobloch says, absolutely, Pickard playing well. Deserves to be in the net, but he also believes to win the Stanley Cup, you need 2 goaltenders.
Well, I think 20 years ago, it was all about one goaltender, and it started to change a little bit. And you look at the Vegas's Stanley Cup, where I think they had 3 goalies that year. I would very rarely is it one goalie throughout the whole stretch. Most teams are back and forth a little bit. We're obviously in that same situation. Last year we went to the Stanley Cup Finals, Game 7, and we needed both goalies to get us there.
All right, but Pickard right now, again, hasn't lost, so he keeps on playing. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins saying that the Oilers can match what Vegas has in terms of depth.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have 4 really good lines that you can kind of slot in against pretty much anybody, and I feel like they have that same mentality. They definitely run those 4 lines, so a bit different than, I guess, last series. It was mostly just the 3 lines playing for them, so I mean, it's always a challenge when you play a deep team like this, but we're ready for it.
Now, one thing we've been discussing today, and that's been discussed off and on for years, is starts, whether it's a start to a series, start to a game. You made a good point, Jay, how they came out of the Four Nations face-off like they forgot how to play hockey. The Oilers I'll exclude 2017. I'll just say in this current run of being a perennial playoff team, so since 2020, 2-10 in the first game of playoff series, including the loss to LA a couple of weeks ago to start that series. And, well, in the LA series, they trailed a lot of times as well in those games. Nugent-Hopkins was asked, do they need to start games better?
I thought we had a couple good starts. Just kind of couldn't find ways to get that first one, but I'm going to say it again, it's just a simple mindset and allowing us to skate and get everybody into it. But I talked about it before. I think Game 6 was putting a lot of pucks on net, just trying as much as we can to wear them down that way. You're defending team. You're kind of watching bodies as the puck comes in. And as a forward, you can go get that puck. So it's a lot easier to pick them up and play in the O-zone if you're putting a lot to the net.
All right. So, well, they'll try to do that against Hill. Clearly, they'll try to, I think, grind down low and create offense from below the icing line. That was a good tidbit that Shawn Belle brought us a little bit earlier. Do you want to hear, I know it's from yesterday, do you want to do the Fogle clip?
Sure.
Warren Fogle, his year-end availability with the LA Kings on losing to the Oilers.
Losing to your former team isn't fun, and I wasn't offered a contract by them, so a little bit more personal in that regard too. So, I think the frustrating thing is I thought we were actually the better team, and that's the way it goes sometimes. You got to be able to close games, and we weren't able to do that.
I mean, look, course he took it personally. Why wouldn't you? And players look for motivation from anything. Now, we have kind of heard the Kings saying we thought
I don't like that.
We thought we were the better team.
Get out of here. That's garbage. If you were the better team, you'd be playing tonight. I mean, what are you? That's such loser speak. That's, we should have won, could have. Get out of here.
You're bashed. Losers always whine about their bashed.
Yeah. Like, what is that? I know Adrian Kempe said, well, I think we were the better team, but they beat us. Well, just think of what you said. I'm sorry. When Fogle was here, great Oiler, great guy. It's hard to play against, but that take is loser speak. I would never be caught dead saying that in an exit interview of all things, that we were the better team in an exit interview.
Well, I mean, I think, I don't know. I mean, I guess if I were to look at this from a Kings perspective, you were the better team for large stretches of the series, but the last 10 minutes of the third period is part of the game, and they lost that part of the game more often than not.
Now, could they be also speaking out about their coach in those comments? Maybe. If that was the direction of why both those players spoke out and said they thought they were the better team, but maybe their coach let them down. Okay, I understand that, but they did not say that.
They're like, this Hellenius kid has the best hands on the team. I don't know why he only played 4 minutes, but no, I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, fun.
Hula Boy Steve, thank you for getting my very poor voice there. A couple more clips from the Oilers' perspective. We'll touch a little bit on the Stolarz-Bennett incident.
What happened?
Well, quite frankly, not much.
Well said.
But we'll dive into that. It's 5:20. Here comes the Coop.
Round 2 starts for the Oilers as they take on the Golden Knights in Vegas. Calvin Pickard gets a start with Pavel Dorofeyev out for the Knights tonight. Join Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show live from Boston Pizza Westgate. You can catch that at 6 right here on EST. And Frederick Anderson is backstopping Carolina tonight against Washington in Game 1 of their series. He missed the series clinching Game 5 in the last series against the Devils, being injured in Game 4. That one's just about 5 minutes into the game. Scoreless in the first. In basketball, the Pacers and Cavs are tied at 9 early in the contest. Indiana up 1-0 in the series before the Warriors challenge the Timberwolves in Game 1. And ESPN's Shams Charania is reporting that Sacramento is finalizing a deal with 3-time NBA champion BJ Armstrong for him to become the Kings' assistant general manager. Baseball sees tons of action, including the Jays and Angels kicking off a 3-game series. Right now there's 6 games live, including the Phillies and Rays runless in the top of the second, while the Dodgers hold the Marlins 1-0 in the third inning. This sports update is brought to you by Find Edmonton. Find takes your unused furniture and home goods to help those moving out of homelessness. Get donations picked up or drop them off free of charge. Visit findedmonton.com or call them at 780-988-1717. We have a quick break before the Reid Wilkins Show returns here on EST. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Darren Dreger.
Even though the Oilers, aside from a few players, aren't the fastest team out there, they can still play the game with pace. And that's activating the D, quick passes out of the zone. All of those lovely things in establishing whatever consistency and ozone time you can generate. I think that has to be a key element to how the Edmonton Oilers approach the Golden Knights.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric, presented by Southport Chevrolet. Weekday mornings 6 to 9, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Strike up some fun at the Banquet Bar. Bowling, drinks, and a great time with friends where the good times roll. Whether you're here to bowl or just hang out, the Banquet Bar is your go-to spot. Get real, play hard at the Banquet.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Your home for great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
My mother used to let us not lock the doors. She's like, if you're locking the doors inside of the house, it means you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. Yeah, that's why we lock the doors.
Host of the Bad Friends and Whiskey Ginger podcast, don't miss Andrew Santino, Freeze Peach, live at the River Cree May 22nd.
Michael, what are you doing? We have locks on the outside of the house to keep criminals from coming inside. There's no criminals inside of this house. Yes, there are, Karen.
Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. Excitement, bet on it.
And there they go to Sentinel Storage. The snowblower and winter gear goes in. They shoot, we store.
Need extra space? Store your winter gear with Sentinel Storage and win extra space at home. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. Keep giving us the thumbs up if you're taking in the YouTube stream, or just hop into YouTube and give us a quick thumbs up. We are 5 away from 200, which would be another great milestone for the show. Of course, you can text us 780-218-9999. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino featuring Italia Restaurant, home of the $6.99 brunch special from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sundays. Carolina, Washington, scoreless, 7 minutes and 2 seconds into the third period. And Oilers and Golden Knights coming up at, 7:50 is the official face-off time, 7:50, as these two teams start their second round playoff series. Corey Perry saying, hey, man, all 4 of our lines can score.
It definitely helps. We were talking about that the other day. I don't know who I was talking with, but there's somebody on each line that can get to the front of the net, that's willing to go to the front of the net, and it's balance, and that's what we've been striving for. It's the balance, and not lean on the top guys all the time. So in playoffs you need depth to score, and that's what this lineup brings right now.
I think that's a good point. I mean, again, interesting how Janmark, Podkolzin, and Arvidsson has become the fourth line, and a pretty good one. Frederick got his first goal as an Oiler. It was a big one. Connor Brown has looked like a completely different player the last 4 games. And then, the top 6, pretty solid. Got an interesting note here in the Nazi chat from Easy E, because I was saying, hey, I think Knobloch's a pretty good coach overall. But Knobloch, Easy E said, okay, so first of all, I would agree that there might be concerns about that pairing. The thing for me with Nurse and Bouchard is it can be a high-event pairing, okay? We know they're not going to have Ekholm in this series. Maybe, heck, the Oilers could win the Cup and not have Ekholm, right? That'd be hard to do. Clearly, he's been the best pairing for Bouchard of anybody ever that they've tried with Bouchard. So you're not going to get that caliber. I do think overall, though, Darnell Nurse is having a good playoff. I think he's working very hard. I think he's blocking shots and defending. The problem, if there is a problem with Bouchard and Nurse, Bouchard sometimes can turn the puck over, and Nurse, doesn't have the offensive flair that Bouchard does, right? So are you throwing the puck away, or it's not going where you would like all the time with those two guys? But I also think, they tried Wallman with Bouchard. I didn't like that pairing, Jay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what, I get it. It's not the ideal.
Apparently I'm cutting out, Coob. Is there something wrong with my audio here?
No, I think that's Easy E trolling you, saying you're cutting out while you're explaining your answer.
But then Jill said something else as well.
Oh, really?
Yes. Maybe because I moved it and leaned back. We'll keep an ear on it.
It's not the ideal pairing, but you're down your best defender. You don't have the luxury of just popping somebody else in. So to put this on Knobloch, I mean, he's tried other things, right? I think this is the best you're going to get. And if they can continue to limit the defensive mistakes as they did as the series went on with LA, then you're going to see more of the, the positive Bouchard moments as opposed to the negative. Correct?
Yeah. And like, I think Kulak has had, quite frankly, probably an exceptional season, for his expectations, regular season and into the playoffs. I've said a lot, and I honestly don't, and I feel like I've said this a lot and I've never got any feedback about it. So I don't know if people think it's nuts or if they agree with me. I think Kulak and Nurse have looked pretty good together. And guys, I'll be the first to admit, I don't dive into every single advanced stat. Maybe I should look at some of that stuff more. Scoring chances for.
No, you give it the eye test.
I just feel like Kulak and Nurse have been pretty solid together. I feel as if Walman, like a lot of Oilers, did not start that series well against Los Angeles at all, quite frankly. And sometimes he was out there with Bouchard, and together it wasn't great. So maybe, I mean, like Easy saying, what about Kulak and Bouchard? I think they've been out there a little bit together. I might go to that a little more. But like I said, and I guess I'm kind of going to leave Emberson out of the mix because he's spotted in, right? He doesn't play as much. So then for those top five, where do you want to put him? Klingberg and Bouchard aren't going to be together because they shoot the same. Maybe Walman, Klingberg, there's a little more safety in that. So like sometimes, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of how you might make the decision if you were in the coach's shoes. You obviously want to put together the best possible combinations, but I think sometimes you also have to rule out the worst possible combinations.
Sure.
Right? So Klingberg and Bush, or just rule out combinations. So Klingberg and Bush aren't together because they shoot the same. Walman and Bush, I don't think, look great together. And I think they do like Nurse and Kulak as a bit of a security blanket. So then if you want to put Kulak out with Emberson when Emberson does play, almost by default, it leads to Nurse and Bush. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So I'm just trying to, I'm not trying to defend the decision. I'm just trying to think, okay, maybe what is Knobloch thinking to arrive at those pairings?
Well, the only other reasonable option would be to put Bouchard with Kulak. Right?
Right. And I think they do play together a little bit.
So then
those top five kind of all wind up together sometimes. But Klingberg's been the surprise on the back end. We'll have to watch for a little more. Well, I do watch closely during the games, but now I feel I've already forgotten a lot of stuff from the LA series.
Well, and if you don't like the pairing as it is, just wait longer.
Well, they're going to cycle through the top five, and Emberson will get spotted in, or Emberson will be a PK specialist. Right? So that's another thing to remember there.
You see Hyman's back on the first power play unit, as according to Daily Faceoff?
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You think it's Perry's spot to lose?
Probably.
I think,
but they'll usually switch that spot quicker because you got to limit Perry's minutes, right?
Yeah.
So they would usually switch quicker than the other guys. But Perry might be a little craftier in tight around the net, even though Hyman's been very good at it.
Yeah, I mean, they've both been playing very well. And like you said earlier in the show, their behind the net presence, fighting, battling for the puck below the icing line, has been quite strong.
All right, we're over 200 thumbs up. Let's make one last valiant push, see if we can get to 255 by the time we sign off. Sounds like the traffic out here in the West End is bad. 170th, there was the fire nearby here, and we could see it out the window.
Yeah, it's like 111th Ave and 180-something Street.
Yeah.
Shut down a lot of businesses, a lot of roadways over there.
Be patient. If you're going to Westgate, BP to see Tom and all the other nasties, be patient. Again, the game starts at 7:50 p.m. Leafs Panthers will resume their series tomorrow. No discipline for Sam Bennett for the collision with Anthony Stolarz in front of the Leafs net last night. Craig Berube, coach of the Leafs, says Stolarz might be able to play tomorrow. Bennett spoke earlier today.
I heard that he went to the hospital last night, and Stolarz is a good friend of mine. I reached out to him. He responded, and obviously never want to see an injury like that. But from my point of view, I'm just taking the puck to the net. I didn't even know that we made contact until after, and I'm on the power play. I'm trying to score. I'm taking the puck to the net, and that's really all there was to it.
Quite frankly, I think that play is completely being blown out of proportion. And I've tried to say goalie's got to be protected and understand goalie interference. And I realize we're in a day and age you can't hit somebody in the head. A lot of the cross-checking drives me insane. To me, that is Bennett taking the puck to the net aggressively, which forwards are taught to do. And Stolarz is there. And when I see that collision, I don't see anything extra from Bennett. I mean, sure, you can say, well, it's his job to avoid the collision. I get all that. It's not an elbow. It is not an elbow. It is not a shoulder. It's a forearm, and he kind of just moves his forearm, keeps skating forward, and there's contact to the head. I understand why Leafs fans don't like it. I understand why Leafs players and coaches wouldn't like it. I don't think that's a suspendable play at all. I think that's a hockey play that unfortunately had a negative result. I don't think Bennett did anything dirty there at all. Like anything.
No, and I don't know that. I agree with you 100% that this was blown out of proportion. And look, you got to understand the market it is in, right? Everything that happens there is the biggest story, of the day. So I'm not surprised about that. I just thought it was interesting, Reid, and I want your thoughts on this too, is that it was stated several times as they were, breaking this down about how, well, this is Sam Bennett. This is a player that does this all the time. This is he does Sam Bennett things. That was the narrative.
Right.
As if to say it in a negative light. But if that's Sam Bennett, well, guess what? There's 31 other teams in the NHL that would beg to have a player like that.
Well, that's something Corey Perry would be involved in.
Yeah.
He's in front of the net. He's trying to jam the puck in front.
Yeah.
And he bumps the goalie.
Look, there was no penalty called on it. Could have there been? Maybe. But it wasn't egregious. And the lingo coming out of Eastern Canada, let's just say that, the center of the world, was the elbow. Oh, it was an elbow. It was an egregious elbow.
Flat out was not an elbow.
It wasn't even close to his elbow, and he didn't even move, Reid. He was literally, like you just said in that clip, skating through. Now, here's the reality, though, Reid. If that happened to Calvin Pickard tonight, and Mark Stone's skating through the crease and does that, well, yeah, Oilers fans are going to be upset. Oilers fans are going to be pissed, especially if there's not a penalty called. It could have warranted a penalty. I'll give you that. But beyond that, and the vitriol, and okay, now Toronto's got to play dirty. And, it takes two to tango. I mean, really? Is that how weak-minded you are to just resort to that because your goalie got tapped, right? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, he didn't finish the game. He ended up in the hospital.
Yeah, and I agree. Like, it's not great. The head stuff is scary. Heads should be protected. But we also have to understand it is a pro sport with large, aggressive human beings playing it, and there are going to be collisions. So I just, and you're right. If it happened to an Oilers goalie, okay, we'd be talking about it. But even so, stuff happens. Unfortunately, Skinner got bumped earlier this season. I wouldn't say Rantanen was in there trying to cream Stuart Skinner either.
Well, and they did reference that he took a shot right off the face mask earlier. Gager spoke about it today on Two Guys and a Goal. He says that never affected him.
Right.
At least not that it would be something that would be lingering. It was more of a quick ow, and then you're moving on.
Right. Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, every head is different. Every athlete's different. Every shot is different. So it's hard to say what led to what. But no, I mean, I think the league handled it well. I thought that was a great clip from Sam Bennett, saying, hey, we're friends. We're really good friends.
Well, he was the Panthers goalie last year, backup goalie.
So, it's nice to hear that and kind of just nip it in the bud. But I guess he's now taken on the role of Darnell Nurse to LA Kings fans in round one. He's the man of the hour in Toronto.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
it's all part of the series. I'm not saying I'm glad. Like, certainly, I want Stolarz to be okay and all that kind of stuff. But I just don't think every. I mean, as much as I complain about cross-checking, I don't think every little cross-checker. Sorry.
Okay.
You go ahead, then I'll make because mine's from another game.
Okay, here's a take. Maybe the Toronto media was so uptight about it because Joseph Wall came in and looked pretty bad. Maybe that's what was fueling that.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Because he did not look good.
Okay, so I want to bring this up. John Garrett, who I really like, I've always liked as a broadcaster. When I've had a chance to interview him, he's always great. So as you know, Jay, one of my personal pet peeves is the cross-checking and the hitting from behind. Yes. I don't think it's called enough in the National Hockey League. Maybe I'm a bit of a voice in the wilderness on that, but that's what I believe. He made a great point. I think it was Game 7 on Sunday. Toropchenko for the Blues went into the corner, and he was going to get hit, and he spun, and the Jets player couldn't stop, and then Toropchenko kind of also ducked. So as the result of that, the Jets player's forearm kind of went into Toropchenko's nameplate, and it made this big clattering noise, and I think the Blues might have yelled for a penalty, and there was no call. But I thought Garrett made a big point, or a really good point. Toropchenko is 6'6".
Yeah.
And instead of taking the hit, spins to put his back to the checker and ducks down. So Garrett was basically saying it's a good no call. It looked like a dangerous hit because the guy receiving the hit, who's the biggest man on the ice,
right,
put himself in a weird position. And I do think that was a good point.
It is. It's like that Kevin Fiala high stick. It's a normal person's shoulder or the average shoulder height, but he was in stride. He was lower, right? Than when he tipped that puck. So, yeah, it is thoughtful to think that way, not just say, "Oh, that's a penalty because his forearm hit him there."
Yeah.
Well, where is that player?
Right.
And why is such a massive person that
low? So, well, he hit me from behind. It's like, no, he was about to hit you in the shoulder or the upper arm, probably, because the Jets player probably wasn't tall enough to hit him shoulder to shoulder. He was about to put his shoulder into your bicep, and you spun and ducked and got hit from behind. Like, don't do that. So I thought that was a very astute point by John Garrett. All right, 5:41. We do have a double word of the day coming up. Traffic issues for Gazzola, Coop, so I don't think he's going to be able to check in, but we'll get him at 6 o'clock when the Oil Stream GCL Diesel pregame show fires up. Jay and I coming to you from the Banquet Studio. Make your birthday epic at the Banquet Bar. Bowling, drinks, and a vibe you won't forget. Book your party now at thebanquetbar.com. Here comes the Coop.
Game 1, Oilers Golden Knights shakes down tonight. Calvin Pickard takes the crease for the Oilers as the Golden Knights will play without Pavel Dorofeyev. Catch Tom Gazzola on location at Boston Pizza Westgate for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 6 alongside Hernan Salas. You can tune in right here on EST. And the only other game on tap tonight sees the Caps and Hurricanes underway. Frederik Andersen is in the pipes for Carolina with that game scoreless, having just about 5 minutes left in the first. Canes on a 2-minute power play. On the court, the Pacers and Cavs are underway. Cleveland taking a 30-15 lead into the second quarter before Game 1. Golden State Minnesota goes down from the North Star State. In baseball, the Jays and Angels have their series opener just after 7:30, with the Jays dropping their last 2 games. Newly signed Jose Urena takes the mound for Toronto. Right now, 8 games are underway. The Phillies leading the Rays 3-0 in the top of the 3rd inning. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they got plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. The final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show brings us back on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching the button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Okay, appreciate you tuning in. Hope you've had a great Tuesday and hope you have a great Tuesday evening ahead. Oilers starting their series against the Vegas Golden Knights. Can the Oilers get a rare victory in game 1 of a series? Tom Gazzola is going to take over the stream at 6 o'clock from Westgate Boston Pizza on 170th there across from the mall. Hernan Salas is going to be part of the show here at the EST Global HQ. Matt Cassian's going to hop on. We got you completely covered here on Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. We will do the playoff song.
We have to. Yeah.
We'll do it before the end of the show. Let's Go Win the Stanley to the tune of Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard. Great work by our mentor and leader, Dustin Nielsen, for putting that together. The Oilers rolling out the same lineup that beat the LA Kings in Game 6. When was that? Was that Thursday that happened?
So long ago now.
Seems like, yeah, everything's all bit of a blur after all that stuff. Chris Knobloch was asked, so do the Oilers have a number one goalie anymore?
Well, right now, I guess our number one is the guy that gets a start, but that's changing. From game to game. We evaluate after every game, and I know there'll be a time when Stu's back in that net, whether that's game 2, game 4, next round, I don't know. But I think we've got 2 goalies that can win us games, and when that changes, I don't know. But hopefully, I would like it not to change, because most likely Pix has put in a good game and we've won that game, and we would continue the same process. But I think we're comfortable with either goalie going in.
All right, a little bit there from Chris Knobloch. Pickard versus Hill, the goaltending matchup in this game. All right, let's. We got well over 200 thumbs. Keep clicking away the thumbs up on YouTube. See how close we can get to 255. But we have soared past 200, so a pretty good thumb day once again here in the postseason. So let's dive into the double word of the day.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
Okay, the first word of the day, exculpate.
Oh,
exculpate.
Exculpate. Well, I think it's pretty straightforward to spell it. Let me just see here. Exculpate. E-X-C-U-L-P-A-T-E. Overall, I've been pretty good with spelling for a couple of weeks now, which is nice.
Yes, you have. You've been on a hot streak.
Exculpate. So, X can mean former, or maybe like excavate means kind of to take out of. Exculpate. I think this might have something to do with some sort of removal or change or a process related to that. I'm going to say...
Do you want me to use it in a sentence?
Well, then I lose half a point.
Half a point.
So I feel like you want to use it in a sentence because you think I'm going to get the definition then.
Yes, I think you're dancing around it. You just need a little direction.
But because you're not confident that I'm going to figure it out quite on my own.
It's up to you.
Well, okay, I'll take it in a sentence.
The editorial expresses confidence that the evidence will exculpate the accused.
Oh, so sort of to get them off, to remove them from suspicion, to free them. So is it specifically related to a trial or a legal process?
To exculpate someone is to prove that they are not guilty of doing something wrong.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't have got that. So do I get half?
Yeah, 4? You're going to get
1.5 out of
3.5 out of 4.
3.5 out of 4 for exculpate.
Or no, what are we doing?
How do you do it?
1.5 out of 2.
1.5 out of 2, yes.
Yeah. So, okay, second word of the day, conglobate.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Conglobate.
Oh, wow.
Conglobate.
Oh, man. Okay, I'll just go with the first thing that came to mind because I don't think there's a W in there. Conglobate. I got it. Okay, let me see if I can figure something out of this word. Is it conglobate, maybe?
It's pronounced conglobate.
It is, eh? Okay.
I checked the pronunciation before, but I think you could say conglobate.
So, con could mean, oh, man. Hang on, just let me think here. I don't know what these mean well enough. Hey, there's Chris Pronger.
Hey.
He's on TV.
We've got a bottle of his signed whiskey.
Is there no score after one?
0-0.
0-0 after one. Yeah, bagels on the board, Jay. All right. Conglo, you're going to have to use it in a sentence. I can't figure that out.
I think this will help you a lot.
Okay.
As it cooled, the spinning lump of molten glass slowly conglobated to form a perfect sphere.
So does the process of... Well, I don't know if it relates. Oh, it might, actually. I'm going to say it is the process of cooling off into a round shape. The process of something cooling off and becoming a round shape. Hey, what do you think, Ben? Yeah, Ben's like, who are these guys?
No, I listen to this all the time. I'm kind of with you.
Yeah, I
like your thinking.
I'm going to give it to you. All
right.
Because it's an Oilers game day. It's as simple as to form into a ball.
Oh, that's all it is.
That's all it is.
Oh, so the cooling off doesn't have to be.
Yeah,
there.
it got you on the glass a bit there.
So
the
it
molten
could be like,
glass.
We could conglobate our sticky rice or something like that.
Yeah. Who doesn't love a ball of sticky rice?
Yes. And then put some yellow food, put some xanthic food coloring on it.
Wow.
Okay, that was good. Good words. My spelling is pretty good. My definition knowledge is just okay. So we're going to do the playoff song here. You know what you could even do, Coob? You could bring it in underneath us while we're signing off. And then I got to hit the post when the lyrics start.
Yeah. Let's try.
I could pretend
Why don't we try
I'm a radio DJ.
Let's try the extra again.
Yeah.
Well, this was a great show, Reid.
This really was a great show,
Yeah.
Jay. Hope everybody has a great evening. If you're going to Westgate BP, say hi to our buddy Tom Gazzola. On behalf of the Coop and on behalf of the Glue Guy, I'm Reid. Enjoy Game 1, Oilers and Golden Knights.
Well, we're a dangerous team when we're rolling, and we're healthy, and we are healthy.
Cup is on the line, baby, come and get it done. 16 wins, yeah, they're going on a run. Looking to advance, going deep in the dance. Hop on the bandwagon, let's hear the fans. The fans.
Special place to play, honestly. So much history, these fans. It's great to hear their sport.
Razzling and dazzling every single night. Clubs coming out, baby, gonna be a fight. 6 games, 5 games, how about a sweep? Ticket prices, yeah, they're gonna be steep, yeah. Yeah! Come on! It's the playoffs! Crank it up! It's the playoffs! Take the cup! Let's go win the Stanley! Ooh, gotta get the cup! Let's go win the Stanley! Come on, lift it up! Let's go win the Stanley! Waited long enough, it's time, no more wait for the oil, it's the fate, yeah. Hey! Listen, first gear, second gear, third gear, go. McDavid 97, he's a one-man show. Draisaitl, Hudson, gotta love the nude. Boost, Skinner, and Picks need to be huge. Be huge. Be huge. They gotta squeeze a little, squeeze a little, squeeze a little more. Get the bottom 6 to find a way to score.